Hello, hockey fans. Hold on, we got a tilt. We got something here. It looks like it's Howatt. Howatt taking on Semenko. Semenko has a few inches and a few pounds on Howatt. He is our beloved MTT favorite, Gary Howatt, just trying to outlast the giant.
Yeah.
And it does not look well. It looks like he pulled his hair. That could be a suspension. But that's our Gary. Hey, everybody. My name is Travis Wolosh. This is Mystery Titans Theater. I am, many would say, I'm so good at that middle row bulldog, they call me the wizard. And with me, as always, is the man who's got the grit, the guy who's not afraid to get to the dirty areas, the man who put this playlist together, the Sandman, Johnny Hedgepad. Johnny, how are you?
I think it's more like Grand Wizard for you, Wolosh, but yeah, sure.
Okay. Wow. Ooh, hang on. We're going to get taken down. And we have the man with the beautiful, luscious, red, long locks that hypnotize men and women and whatever up and down the streets of Chilliwack. He is the chief historian, the Ken Burns of wrestling, the third brainbuster, Kelly T. Nelson. Kelly, how are you?
Doing great.
And we know he brought the paste. We know he brought the pot. And we know he brought that cute little Peter of his. He is the paste pot Pete of the group. He is James Hamilton. James, what's up?
So pumped to be here. Let's go.
Let's go. The Frightful Four are back, and this is our first. You guys had talked about being excited about this early WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we here? 1990. September?
This is 1990 WCW. I randomly picked it. I watched ahead,
Nice.
and your favorites. Here come your favorites. Travis.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh boy.
I think that's not the. I will say that's not from what I think that's not the first time, or not the only time we'll see this. That Stars and Bars. Man, one in the audience too.
Hey, I live in Alberta. I see it every day.
It's the new provincial
That
flag.
and truck nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the craziest thing about it is it's Scott Armstrong and Tracy Smothers. They're oh, by the way, the wild-eyed Southern boys.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go,
That's where they
Travis.
got the
Love it.
gimmick.
I got it.
Yeah, start wearing the Stars and Bars. And
So
eventually,
that's the heel turn.
I think
Weirdly,
Oh my God.
Weirdly, their merch tapered off for a while, but now
well, I think
Bit of an
after a
uptick.
while, someone at Turner said, "Hey,
hey,
that's fucked up," and they turned them into the Young Pistols, and
That's
they were
right.
suddenly
Wow.
from Wyoming, and they were cowboys.
Yeah. That's a typical 1991 crazy gimmick
Racist.
WCW.
Racists
well,
don't wear chaps.
And this is a hell of a show, by the way. There's like some great matches for this being the Syndicate show.
We'll be back.
These two teams, the matches between these two teams are historically awesome.
Mhm. Great American Bash a couple months before this is a all-time great tag match between these two teams. I don't think I've ever seen another match between them other than that one.
Yeah, Wild Eyes will have tearaway pants that they pull off to see that I'm wearing those ginch underneath with the Stars and Bars. No.
You could be the wild-eyed Northern boy. That
Oh God.
I think there's a what's his name? Randy Newman's song called "Wild Eyed Northern Boy."
oh, there's your new entrance music.
And he's walking.
He's walking into the ring.
This might be
He
the
don't
first.
care.
This might be the first time we've seen this iteration of the Midnights.
That's a good point. Maybe we haven't seen the Stan Lane.
Sweet Stan.
I think we have, but yeah,
Maybe.
we've seen more of the Condry version. We've seen a
Definitely
lot
the-
of Tracy Smothers recently in
Right,
different
right.
settings.
Definitely the highest mullet we've seen on.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
beautiful.
Bobby's mullet is something else.
Mhm.
Frankly, I wish we would see the other Smothers brothers. They're much funnier.
the yo-yo man. That's the heel turn for them. He's got a yo-yo.
He's got a yo-yo.
Moose wondering if Canadians giggle when we say Regina. Always. It's part of our heritage. The city that rhymes with fun. My brother calls it runt.
Runt. Yeah, I know. I get it. I was thinking, is this deja vu or have I heard this
Yeah, I'm
before
pretty sure
somewhere?
we've
Yeah,
said it
okay.
before,
Yeah. And also, not that it's a surprise, our main event tonight, I
Hey,
picked
Ryan. Good to see you, buddy.
our main event tonight. I picked in honor of that one of my favorite wrestlers, Homicide, retired on Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, on Thursday. I thought it was tonight for some reason.
Sounds like
No, it was
serious health
Thursday.
stuff.
Yeah, he had a cyst on his brain.
Oh, Jesus. Well, best of luck with that, Homicide.
Yeah, he's
You're a great wrestler.
Homicide was awesome. He could do brawling, deathmatch, scientific. We're gonna go a little more scientific tonight.
Yeah.
Everything, and he legitimately felt real and scary. Like when he walked by, man, I was just like, oh shit. Now there was the one time after a show, we're at a bar and he's there in a polo shirt and we were doing shots out of plastic glasses and I accidentally, and the shot glass I was given had a crack in it. I lifted it up and spilled it on his shirt.
And then he gave you the cop killer.
And then he gave me the cop killer in the middle of the bar, man. It was nuts.
Ryan wants to know what Homicide match we're getting. Can we tell him or should we? I mean, it's good.
No, you got to watch the whole show, Ryan.
It's somebody good, Ryan. I'll tell you that. It's somebody who's pretty good.
Well, I'll give you, by process of elimination, it's not Carino, it's not Samoa Joe, it's not Low Key. So
it's not CM Punk.
and it's from not CM Punk, and it's from 2003. I almost picked the match with Punk from FIP that spills out onto the street and into a strip club. And fight in the strip club. We might use
the bus depot.
Why didn't you?
The bus stop? Yeah.
A bus stop, pardon me.
I will save that for another time.
Ryan, you got it, buddy.
Karate Stan Lane rules.
Savant kick.
Ton of energy in this opener. Guys are
this is near the end of the
really
midnights in WCW.
Yeah, Cornette and Lane were just like, "Fuck this," and Bobby said, "I got a family."
Teased
Bobby
a super kick.
Yeah.
Cornette.
This was
think about that.
no
karate.
I don't know karate. I know crazy. Yeah, this was the Jim Herd era. Ole Anderson was booking, and under the whole Jim Herd era, what they were doing was they're like, well, WWF is so successful being a cartoon for little kids, so that's what we should do, which explains all the shitty fucking gimmicks.
Yeah,
but there's also great wrestlers.
Half-assed. Yeah, I've come to really enjoy this period. You know, it's full of crappy gimmicks, but it's just, I don't know, there's a charm to it that I really like. And like you said, yeah, there's great matches. You got Jim Ross at his peak, arguably, on commentary.
Freddie Floyd,
like I said,
Foundation, of course.
Yeah,
favorites.
Well, these were the years I wasn't watching much, but when I did watch, I watched WCW.
Yeah, I didn't see much of this.
No, we didn't get this
until around Steamboat's return.
His offense is awesome.
Double karate thrust to the throat.
Yeah. I imagine that's how Johnny used to kick rowdy people out at the bus stop.
I wish. Mine was getting behind them, grabbing them by the scruff of their neck, and walking them to the door and pushing and going, "Watch your step, sir," and tripping them like a forward rusher,
nice,
and hitting their head on the door on the frame.
Or like, James, didn't you work at an adult video store for a while too? You probably have to do
I worked
similar.
at 24-hour Source Adult Video.
Nice.
And it was I worked the midnight till 8 shift.
Oh, geez.
And it was
bricked up into the wee hours.
I was about to say, what's the average pay for a jizz mopper back in those days?
Exactly.
Source, I forgot. Do they still have those?
I don't know if they still do.
Huge at one point.
I don't know if they still
do.
have
It's called my cell phone.
Yeah. I don't know if they still have the ones with the booths, but all those places still
there's
exist.
one in New West that has a booth. Yeah, I can verify that from my about a
Can
month
you?
ago. Yes.
Why? But,
Oh, your usual your
My usual
usual
booth.
your usual trough,
yearly
Mr. Nelson.
inspection.
No, I was there with my wife. But I noticed the door, and a dude came out, just strolled out, got some hand
Oh,
sanitizer,
gross.
and then left.
You can't. There's no way to be classy about it. There's no way to
No.
be
But
like.
also in the 21st century,
What if he
Nose
tipped his
up.
why
hat?
are you going there to do
I
that?
know. It was great. And then a woman came in with sunglasses on. It was like the total cliches. of going
Hold on
into
here.
We
like
missed the big finish there. Oh no, that
No,
wasn't
no.
the ref missed it.
Cornette broke it up. Uh-oh.
Nice. Good sell. Axe handle.
the big canary.
Holy shit, what's going on?
The
Oh, it's
Freebirds.
the Freebirds.
Freebirds.
The
Oh.
shitty version of
The shitty Freebirds.
Double DDT. It's over.
They're called the free brads. They're not as
I'm the
good.
splooge mopper. I'm the splooge mopper. Every day. They like to spray.
Yeah, the shop in New West has been there for decades, I'm sure. Do you know which one I'm talking
Cream
about?
pie.
No
pie,
idea.
pie.
No? It's right
No.
off the main drag, kind of.
All right. Count me
You should.
in.
I mean, New West. Well, that was where my bachelor party was.
Right, I
No,
remember.
Yeah.
my
I
store
remember
was
that.
super classy for the time.
Yeah.
It was very classy.
This one, no. Oh, there was
It just has
gigantic
stalactites.
dildo behind the
Yeah.
behind the desk called Darth. What's it called? Oh, it was a Darth Vader pun that I'm totally blanking on now. 'cause it was
Hilarious.
Darth
giant.
Damn
Gaper.
your
Darth,
father.
Darth Gaper.
Oh, I'll think of it. But yeah, I should have took a picture, but I thought they probably would maybe frown on that. So.
Dark Lord of
No,
the
they're
Sh-
cool.
I don't remember this magazine at all.
What is it called? Wrestling what? Wrestling wrestles?
I don't know.
Can't see.
WCW had their own in-house.
It's the
magazine.
WCW magazine, but
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
what
it's like
it
the
says.
program. It's like
Yeah.
Only available at Howard Johnson's.
Okay, so this is from the Clash.
Mhm.
Should I stay or should I go now?
There's Luger and Flair from the Clash.
For the U.S. title. It was a weird one. After all the years. Oh, whoop.
A little
Ooh.
bit of Flair Ash.
I don't
Oh,
think Flair ever
oh, Stan
minded that.
Hansen.
Girth Vader says
Oh,
Moose.
awesome.
Moose says Girth Vader. Is that
No,
it?
That's good.
That wasn't it.
Oh, yeah, this was the hand.
That's everyone's job tonight.
Oh, Darth Invader. That's what it was.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. What is
That's
the
funny.
what? I'm loving the match, but what is the best porn title you've ever heard?
The
best
best
one.
about it.
I got one.
Go ahead, Johnny.
So real quick, this one, Hansen had a short run here feuding with Luger, and I remember loving it. He had so much tobacco juice all the time; it was gross. But
It's like his
gross.
greens mist.
Yeah.
one
Longest
time
porn title I've ever heard.
okay, I know we found midget porn from Bulgaria called
Oh.
called Itsy Bitsy Bang Bang. So
Nice.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Travis?
Hey, I can't think of any that. Well, we've got some of my dads had some classics.
Yeah.
Boom Boom Valdez got us
Boom
really
Boom
excited.
Valdez is pretty good.
Wanda,
there was that one
Wanda
magazine.
whips Wall Street.
What? I don't
Ah.
rip so mad. I forgot about that one.
oh, I
My-
remember one I watched. It was an orphan. It was an Annie spoof called Little Often Annie.
Oh my.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
I
s-
like
oh,
I like A Rear in Pleasant Danger, which was
That's-
that was a big seller, and it is a legitimate movie.
great one.
But my all-time favorite, it was also because of the cover art. I won't get into it, but the title was Big Black and Hungry for Cum Part 2.
The best sequel since The Godfather.
Wow, I got the Hanson
Oh, hilarious.
whipping children in the front.
Speaking
Well,
of
he can't see him.
Yeah, look at
Little
all
Orphan
that.
Annie and porn, a few days ago, I got a book from this great bookstore in town. It's a collection of the Tijuana Bibles. You know what
Ooh.
those are?
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
My dad loved those.
Yeah, but it's all the comic strip, classic comic strip ones. So you got Dick Tracy, you got Popeye, you got Lil
Betty Boop.
Abner. Yeah, Betty Boop, a very like well drawn actually Betty Boop one.
know what
And
I'm
there's a bunch
saying?
of Archie ones. I have another collection that came out about 20 years ago that didn't have the Archie ones in it. So this one,
The level
this
of
one was cool.
the level of detail in Miss Boop's clitoral hood.
The Archie ones are so weird. They go on
His
forever,
veined penis
and you can tell
still
they're
has
drawn by like
freckles.
3 or 4 different people because the quality keeps changing.
Everyone, Hanson kicking at the
crowd.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's I had to. What since you brought up Little Orphan Annie, I couldn't
Oh yeah.
not talk.
Yeah, she runs into Daddy Longleg, but that's he's just decimating this job guy.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Look, oh God, the tobacco juice does kind of make me gag. Man, it's so
Just
gross.
covered in spittle.
Got a
It's
new
so
haircut
gross.
though.
Yeah,
At least I got my new crisp haircut like a good little boy.
very 90s.
I sat still for a whole thing. Got a
Uh-oh.
Speaking of very 90s,
What?
Oh, is that because was that a Michael? Hutchins
Yeah, and he
death
gets the
reference?
disqualification.
Yeah.
it was a Michael Red. Thanks, man.
Oh, was it?
It really was.
Cool. 1997-ish, I want to say.
Jesus.
Oh,
Oh,
my
my!
God.
Oh, goodness.
hey, there's
Master
Kevin Nash.
Blasters.
Nash
He looks
did-
great.
Nash in blackface and green and brown.
Uh-huh. They were the Master Blasters.
Yes.
Yeah, they were.
What was his name? Steel?
I was thinking it was Steel. Yeah.
Oh,
Is it
how
El
about this tag
Gigante?
team?
Oh, yeah.
El
and
Gigante.
Elegante and
a sparkly
Junkyard Dog when he
picture.
was
What the-
so fat and just couldn't move a muscle.
Here, try this on El Gigante. I love it.
It's from the Liza Minnelli collection.
God, they tried so
Richard
hard with
Simmons.
this guy.
They really did.
Pushed him so hard, but they couldn't let him wrestle very often because he was so bad.
What the fuck am I watching?
Oh, this
Hey,
guy,
Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker
legendary enhancement guy for WCW.
and the head of
Trainer.
their
Yeah,
the
power plant.
power plant.
hmm This was dog at maybe at rock bottom.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty.
Okay, so I shouldn't have said maybe. Oh yeah, it's rock bottom.
It's,
The
I remember
bottom- oh.
around this time they formed the lamest. Oh, look at his dong, dude!
I
Just
know.
holy shit.
That should be censored with an X.
The red X. Well, good for him that he could still see his dick over with that giant belly. But this is when they formed the. I remember tuning in once and seeing that the good guy faction to fight the Horsemen was the
Yes.
lamest thing ever. It was
Yep.
like Sting, Junkyard Dog, Elegante,
Steiner
and
brothers.
they were involved. I think Orndorff might have been.
Orndorff was briefly part of it. Yeah.
But they were called the Dudes with Attitudes, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's fucking lame.
How many Zeds did it have? So sorry, Z's.
No Zeds.
It's a real missed opportunity.
So good that Shawn Michaels and Diesel stole the
This is-
name.
came
his
straight.
name.
He's wearing it
Yeah.
out of his work slacks. That's just his boxer briefs that he took off.
Why is he on the apron? He's
Yes, and he's a baby face, and he's not.
not. He's not part of the match.
It's so stupid. Why is he wearing a sparkly sequin
And it's
tank
over.
top?
Good God, JYD.
Booking, baby.
He wasn't even that old.
They needed everyone to see the giant man.
So is this
He's
the
still
point
in
of
his
El?
30s.
Is this the point of El Gigante's career where he just liked to have a good time?
Looks like it.
Pretty much.
He just likes to have a good time.
Oh yeah, we are deep in Black Scorpion
Yes.
territory here.
He's-
Oh, explain the Black Scorpion to me.
Okay.
That's
Oli,
not a
Oli,
dildo.
that was the name of the other dildo behind the counter.
Darth Vader and the Black Scorpion.
Um,
Oh, that's you got a girl who's got both of those. You call that a keeper?
you betcha. The Black Scorpion was an Ole Anderson. Well, here, just take a listen.
It's complicated.
Where's your confidence?
Excuse me.
where's my what?
You know what's happening. You've always been the master of your destiny.
He sounds like the Shockmaster.
Let the cloud
That's
the
because
same
it's the
man.
same voice.
Yeah.
It's Ole. Ole did the voice.
Right.
wasn't one of control. Everybody could see.
He looks like the Thing. He's about to reveal
He looks
himself.
like a Swamp Thing.
Yeah, either one would be good.
Or the Elephant Man.
I'd be into that.
Yeah, it's the Elephant Man.
The Elephant Man. No.
I am not an animal, Sting.
I'm not a scorpion.
If you got him flat on his back in the middle of the ring, he
The
would
title run.
die.
He would
He would die.
Elephant Man
His
extended
head was
title
too
run.
big.
So James, real quick, the idea was the masked scorpion was this mysterious masked man who was from Sting's past. And
Okay.
he was tormenting him with fake black scorpions. He magic acts. He takes
Yes.
someone from the crowd and did the magic act where he turns them into a tiger or some
Yeah.
shit.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
and
legendary.
but
for
only never
wrestling
had
crowd.
a plan for who it was. Never did.
Ah.
And then when he was fired as Booker, they did a cage match and where they finally pulled the mask off it, and it was Flair. And
I was
didn't
gonna
make
say, yeah.
It didn't make any sense, and you
No.
could tell the whole match because his hair was sticking out from the back of the mask.
And just
So
by his
funny.
nose, was
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it
he
was
kept going,
obviously Flair.
woo!
Yeah, and
He's
he
doing all
wrestled
his
like
old
Flair.
spots. Yeah,
The
the turnbuckle spot,
I-
Turnbuckle.
face plant.
The
two
two-step
is-
face plant.
No, to his credit, he didn't. He didn't
That's
use
good.
any of
All
his,
right.
his
It's
spots,
true.
but it didn't matter. You're like, that's fucking Ric Flair.
Yeah,
You can tell.
interesting. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I
It's-
don't like. They would tease that it might even be the Ultimate Warrior
That's
because
what I
they
thought.
were partners when they first broke into
Yeah,
the
the
business.
Right.
Dingo
But of
Warriors,
course,
yeah.
Warrior was a WWF champion, so obviously there was no way that was.
But you know what? At the time, I was so not following it, but I was watching this. I was like, I don't know. Did Ted Turner get the Ultimate Warrior? That's the only thing that makes sense.
Credit where credit's due. That's some good face paint on Sting too.
Oh yeah, Sting's face paint game was
There he is.
was.
It's the
excellent.
Zodiac.
It's the Black Scorpion.
It's eyes wide shut.
Yeah.
Fidelio.
Now they're gonna have to fuck.
Uh huh. And Sidney Pollock's there. What the?
Just in the front row, wringing his hands.
Mhm.
Oh God.
Or Bob Caudle having to sell this garbage.
Oh
It's
gee,
so bad.
that's one sure is an orange bright light in my face.
Wendell
Oh yeah, this
Cooley,
ought to be a barn burner. It's
a-
Wildcat Wendell Cooley.
wrestling magazine name for me.
It's great. There's
What's
some really
that?
good new additions
Oh,
to the
jeez.
MTT family here tonight.
We've seen Wildcat Wendell Cooley before.
No, but I know, but these guys, I can tell these guys are going to start to become regulars.
Sure.
Oh yeah, like I said, there's a plethora. They
That's
had
great. Oh,
they
count
weren't
me in, buddy.
successful. They weren't successful, but they had so many syndicated shows.
Mm-hmm. There's so
Sounds
much
great. Yep.
TV from this time.
Sounds
And
awesome.
this is
YouTube.
going to turn into a shoot because they wore the same bathing suit.
Uh-huh, exactly. You know, he's just like, listen, you gotta wear. It's okay, Ole. I'm wearing cowboy boots.
No, yours is canary. I'm goldenrod. It's fine. Fuck you.
I'm a wildcat.
So Wendell Cooley's the good wrestler of the two here.
Yeah, he's the name. He's the name.
Crazy.
Yeah, he'd been around. Wendell Cooley was the quintessential journeyman. Like Kelly said, he was
Yeah.
a name you saw in the magazines.
Yeah, he
for
was
a-
always
a
in the
long
top
time.
10 of whatever company, but I never
name,
saw him wrestle.
that name screams stars.
Yeah.
That's right. Good
Wendell
things are going to
Cooley.
start happening to Wendell Cooley.
But you throw in Wildcat, they kind of
Yeah, pretty good.
spices it up.
WWC, baby.
Sounds like
Oh yeah,
guy,
and once
guy
again,
one of the accountant that got drunk once in the
yeah,
Everybody
ever
calls
since
him
the
Wildcat
Christmas
now.
party, everyone calls him Wildcat now.
Wendell Cooley.
Oh man,
Never
really?
happened. It hasn't happened in 10 years, but he has.
I
been
know,
able
but
to
every now,
overcome.
but in the break room, still some guy will walk in and go, "Hey, Wildcat,
Wildcat."
Wildcat!
hey, it's Wildcat."
Travis, Terry Ladd, when he was working on the pipeline, posed for Sun as a Sunshine Boy.
Sunshine Boy, yes.
And he was like
Everything
called-
about that sentence is very gay. The pipeline.
Oh,
It,
it
it totally is, yeah. And he was called Sunshine for years and years. And every once in a while, I'll be like, "Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Sunshine."
That's so funny.
Do you have the equivalent of that in tabloid papers in the States, Johnny? Or
What is
did?
this?
It's like a
Like
page
a
6. Like a
beefcake.
page 6. Well, usually it's
Yeah,
women.
it was
Yeah.
usually it was the Sunshine Girl in a
Was on page 3.
But you know, women's lib and
it's
everything.
from England. It's from like the English tabloids. Of
No,
course.
we don't know. Now I know what you're talking about. And no, we don't.
Never really.
We have proper pornography.
Yes.
Yeah, they
No
have
newspaper.
In
centerfolds.
booths. In booths.
Yeah,
The
missed
booths.
out.
James
With
to
holes.
mop up.
Missed out on newspaper porn.
I'm proud
never
to
had
be
newspaper
an
porn.
American.
That's right.
Well, unless you counted the classified ads in the Village Voice, there's got a little.
There you
You could jerk off to those.
We
in a
had
pin-
those.
in a
What is
pinch.
that?
In a
What is-
pinch.
what is the line from The Simpsons? Mom, am I a dom or a sub? Honey, you can be anything you want to be.
Has really worked on Sting's mind, Jim. It's turned into a mental thing.
Whole
I don't
match,
know
they're just
really
talking about the Black Scorpion thing.
Just like
Yeah.
they're
I
talking
wanted to-
about porn as well.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring up the Jim Ross and Bob Connell.
What's the craziest goddamn porn title you ever heard there, Bob?
Well, I tell you, Jim, I couldn't believe it the other day when one of my parishioners showed me a picture of this thing called the Darth Invader.
Mine's called Shit on My Chest, but I took the video myself.
It took some.
It was also doubled as my audition tape to Vince McMahon.
I love it. He's too southern though.
Fired.
Give him a hat. Give him a hat.
I just wanted to mention again. We saw the Freebirds before. How much I despised. There was. You hear me talk about all the things I really hated back then, like the Ultimate Warrior. This Freebirds, where they're like, we're rock stars, and it's Jimmy Garvin, who I like, but with Michael Hayes, and their gimmick is they're actual rock stars,
Mhm.
and
They're
they
playing
and they
instruments and
sing,
stuff.
and
Oh, they would
suck.
sing, yeah.
Oh, and they suck, and I was always like, that's not the Freebirds. Fuck you. It made me viscerally angry when I was 20 years old.
That's not my Freebirds.
Not my Freebirds. My Freebirds wear Confederate flags, not this pansy ass.
Like-
Bring
I
in
work
like a
at-
couple
But really,
pansies.
it's about heritage.
Yeah, it's just
the teacher. The
Look,
teacher
I love Leonard Skinner too. Okay, come on, it's fine.
the teacher I took over for refused to she taught Matilda to one of our classes, and I'm like, oh, have you seen the new one? She's like, no, that's not my Matilda. And I'm like, oh Jesus, people get pretty possessive
Yikes.
of the weirdest shit.
Yes.
I know. Guy I work with is like that in the weirdest way. Well, it's not like the source material. He's used well, I prefer the source things to be like the source material as ways to be to not be racist when he's upset about race switching in a movie.
Oh, that's
Right.
not how that works.
Prefer the source material. That's funny.
You know, like a Daredevil movie, you know, I mean, that guy's a good actor, but, you know, I like the source material when it comes to the Kingpin. That's why I like the TV show one better. I'm like, oh, okay, is that it? I'm like, I like the one in the TV show better too, pal, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have
What
to
do they-
use that argument to say that.
What do they
movie
call that?
stunk.
A dog whistle?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
exactly.
yes.
I haven't watched a single episode of the new one.
I have
good.
it. It's great.
It's good.
It's great.
Yeah,
I
I'll
like
get
it.
to it eventually, but
I
Although,
like it.
my
although it's
enthusiasm for Marvel product is kind of low right now.
oh, me
I've been
too,
moving.
and that's why I'm happily surprised.
Yeah.
I've been watching White Lotus finally with my wife,
Oh, that's good.
and Paradise. I watched the first episode of Paradise. That's something else.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
Next to we watch. There's a crazy
That
twist at the end.
match sucked.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why we
Yes.
talk porn over top. Oh,
That's
that was
right.
a good clip
Oh,
on
that
the
was
chin
pretty
there,
good.
though.
In White Lotus, the Sam Rockwell monologue.
I haven't got
in
to
the
haven't
last
got to season
episode.
3
Okay,
yet.
I
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
tell you
yeah.
about it.
But I know
It's-
Belinda comes back. Yeah, no, I'm
It's-
still early in season 1.
It's bone chilling.
Ha.
Yeah, we're getting okay. We're getting
Hey, the
Scott
Beastie
Steiner.
Boys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, here they
Bad
are.
Street.
You
Ugh.
Beetlejuiced them into existence.
Oh, look, but they're wearing makeup like they're Adam Ant in 1984 too. It sucks.
Ugh.
Well, they're
Man.
rock stars.
It's gonna come out at some point that Michael Hayes is at least bisexual. Like every outfit he has
If
worn
not,
for the last
trisexual.
if
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll try anything.
30 years. For the last 30
Oh my
years.
God! what
Oh,
is
there you
this?
go.
Oh,
There's
no.
remember our
Oh,
friend Rocky King?
goodness.
Remember
Reverse
our friend Rocky King?
blackface.
Rocky
Wow,
King.
like dead presidents.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
he does.
Okay, you remember Rocky King? That's
Yes.
Rocky King. This was his shot at having a character with the new Freebirds. He was Little Richard Marley.
Oh, I
That's
all-
I
well, that's
forgot
all,
about
yeah.
that.
Little Richard
I've
Martin.
never.
Yeah.
I've
Yep.
only just heard of that. I've never seen. This.
We're gonna cross over into reggae and R&B.
And
Don't forget
he
about the
obviously
country.
had to,
We could do some
had to do
country.
his own makeup because that was horrible.
I like the vest.
I like
yeah,
the
the vest
makeup.
was cool. The
Frankly,
makeup
I
was
kind of
good.
think the
See my
makeup's sort of
vest.
cool.
See my vest.
I loved the wrestler because he was like one of my favorite job guys. We've been watching a bunch of him on Crockett, and he like disappeared for
Sure.
years, and suddenly he's back as Little Richard Marley.
Mage.
Wow.
Okay, so I don't know.
It's like he's slumming it, man, with
He is.
everybody we've seen so far.
Well, it's 1990. It's 1990 WCW. They can't draw a crowd either, man. It's bad. But apparently, they're doing some sort of Tony Khan-ish TV tournament thing where I guess someone can win $15,000 that I never heard of. That I guess was just on television. So that means we're getting Ric Flair versus Scott Steiner on a syndicated show, which is
Cool.
like as bad as it was. There was stuff like this. I was like, oh yeah, this is
I thought he had
the
got
wrestling show to watch.
to the ponytail by this point, but I guess
Not
that's
yet.
still to come.
PBS.
I got
The
hungry,
best
so I had to
Steiner.
eat
The
part of
best
my
Steiners.
sign.
Watch Andy Griffith.
They were so cool.
Hammer time.
Hammer
Yeah.
time.
Oh, Jesus.
I had a hat like that and it said for Zannies on the back.
Yes,
Kelly,
I
remember?
had one too. It may have been for Zannies as well.
For Zannies.
I had one
was,
that said Zoo. What was the name of that store? Zoo Crew? Zoo Patrol?
Sounds about
I
right.
don't remember that.
But for Zannies was, I think it was only a Calgary
Yeah.
sports.
Well,
sports
at least it started in Calgary because
merch
he was a former Stampeder.
stamp. Yeah.
Hey James, I had every issue of Captain Carrot and his amazing zoo crew. So I mean,
Well, that's
now that you
pretty
mention
good.
it. Yeah, I used to
Speaking of
wear it.
famously-
masturbation material,
Yes, famously touch yourself.
Famously, hey,
not
you know,
even in a pinch. That was like top of the staff.
no, dude. Scott Shaw was ahead of his time as for all the furry shit because the way he drew Ali Cadabra, I was just like,
Yeah,
God
Star
damn.
Spangled Poodle. Holy
no,
shit.
she had a nice
I
body,
didn't like
but
the
she was
hair.
ugly.
No, yeah, I didn't
The
like
hair. But Ali Cadabra, I mean, like, I was old enough to know. Okay, he's drawing her hot on purpose. This is fucking sexy.
He's doing it just for me.
Well, I don't mean to.
Dear, what's his name? What's his last name?
Scott Shaw with,
Scott
a,
Shaw.
with an
Dear
exclamation
Mr.
with an exclamation point.
Dear
It was always with
Mr.
an-
Shaw. Ah, I'm
I
your
don't-
greatest friend.
I don't mean to be a purist, but if it was going to be like a naturalist comic, they didn't have enough nipples.
Well, you couldn't get
They
away
all
with
should have
nipples.
had more nipples.
You couldn't get away with nipples in DC in
Had
1982.
to do a crossover with.
I know. I had to draw my own.
Oh yeah, well, I considered it, but I was a collector. I thought they'd be worth something
Sure.
someday.
Just have to use your imagination.
You'd start an Etsy account, James.
I will, I will draw nipples on anything. Anything. I will. A book. It doesn't even have to have pictures. I will draw a nipple in an O.
That's
like
that's the Hamilton guarantee.
Help
You.
Is your science textbook weighing you down?
Do you want to see boobies? I can make boobies.
Penisify your science textbook.
That's right. And I don't just stop at boobies. I can draw penises, vulvas,
Free
buttholes,
penis
taints.
books. Are you not good at drawing penises on your textbook? We have the man for you.
Do you want to look cool in front of the other kids? But you
It's
can't
just
draw. But you can't draw worth a lick
It's just my picture. That's my guarantee.
with a little thumbs up
Yeah.
and a knowing look and a knowing look.
Knowing look. Unfortunately, I can only draw one kind of penis, but I don't think you'll mind.
in the world to become not only as a
So how long into the career of Scott Steiner are we here?
Let's see, 90, what, 3 years? 4 years, maybe?
I want to say 86.
Nice.
He got his start. He got his start in Bruiser Bedlam.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I remember.
course.
It's still more primarily known as Pace the Flair Taint.
Yeah, they were tag team.
Yeah.
But there were always like behind the scenes. There was always
That
guys
celebrate
wanting to
that
break
little
them up.
celebration there cost him the title. You see that?
Yeah.
Yippee!
Whee! You can't
Like, who
do
was
that.
that? Ooh,
Holy cow!
like someone wanted to book Flair to lose the title to
Rick
lose the match to
Steiner.
Rick Steiner in 5
Dusty.
minutes. It was
Yeah.
Dusty, yeah.
Just before he was fired.
How are we getting the commercials cut out? Where's this coming from?
So the wonderful world of the internet. I didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't see who.
But
put
usually
this one up.
usually we
No,
get
this
like
is classic
a VHS.
wrestling stuff.
Yeah, but usually we get like somebody's old VHS. So this.
At
Well, this
least the
definitely is.
the
Like this
beginnings
isn't
and
from-
ends
Yeah.
of commercials.
It
This
definitely
isn't-
is.
Maybe
yeah.
somebody took some care while editing
Yes.
this.
Yeah,
maybe you're right.
We
You're
know.
right, James.
We know. There's a lot
Made
of
it
people
into
out
a
there.
watchable.
I mean, I know we love the commercials, but no, but
We
Well,
do.
yeah. Most nerds don't.
Fuck 'em.
That's our new
I
beef.
agree.
We're gonna start it.
There was.
fuck
I'm
them,
following.
fuck them
a,
nerds. Fuck them nerds.
Nerds
They
and
were
nerds
follow,
endorse commercials and
follow
old
a
wrestling
YouTube
footage.
channel that uploads old
Nice.
baseball games,
Anyway,
and
oh,
there was
there we
some
go.
complaints about, well, you're not including the commercials, and then the guy who runs the channel went on this large diatribe about,
Nice.
"Oh, we don't need commercials. Why do you care
No.
about whatever local used car sales?"
Ooh,
Fuck 'em.
Oh, there it is. Fuck. Oh my. Yo, you flipped there, James. Where is this?
oh,
Somewhere in the south.
Atlanta.
That's a good
I'm gonna
guess.
say
yeah.
one of the Carolinas, probably.
I don't know. I think they maybe. I don't know if they were doing a lot of touring and taping back then when they couldn't fucking fill a house.
So would a show come out like once a week?
Well, which one is this? Like I said, there was
This
a,
is worldwide.
So
yeah,
this
this-
would show
Oh,
like
no,
over a
maybe
month,
not.
like this show.
no, it was weekly.
Oh, okay.
There was the weekly Saturday night show, the 6:05
Crowd is hot
show that
for
was
that.
an hour and a
Yeah.
half, and then there was like it felt like 5 other ones in
There was
syndication.
main event. There was worldwide,
Worldwide,
power hour.
Power Hour. Yeah, there was like at
Kiss
least
of
3.
Death.
Yeah,
Is that Nick Patrick?
possibly.
I
Yeah, I
think
think
it
it
is.
is.
A mustacheless Nick Patrick?
Oh yeah. This is when Arn had quit WWF, and the idea was him and Tully were going to come back, and they got a big job offer to come back, and they come back, and then the shit happens with Tully, who doesn't get hired because of his drug issues, and then Arn gets there, and they
Whatever.
cut his pay in half. They
No.
cut his pay in half, and he said, he's like, well, fuck, I would have just stayed with Vince.
Yeah, well, it was Vince who sabotaged Tully
Yeah.
by having him do a drug test on his last day in the company. Total dick move.
it's a sabotage.
And it was also his wedding day, and he was also parachuting, and he was also
Yeah, but also on WCW's part, that's fucking shitty because they were trying to cut costs on it too. And also Tully had a career of pissing everyone in the business off, and now all those people were in charge. We'll be seeing Tully a little later on the show tonight.
Oh yeah, young Tully.
Yeah, we're gonna see the OG dynamic duo.
Tully my Blanche till I heard.
Heard what?
This is Gainesville, Georgia.
Oh, I think told you.
I blanched my Tully and Arned Oliver Anderson.
I Blanchard my Tully. Blanchard might tell me.
Blanchard might tell you. And then it Olied.
Oh, well, Blanchard might tell you.
Oh,
Could be a lot
Blanchard
of
might tell you.
things.
Oh,
Oh,
be
dear.
careful. Be careful of those brothers. They tend to Blanchard their own tullies.
No.
Oh, they are sick fucks.
Oof.
The tournament was called Running the Gauntlet.
Oh, I've been there.
Ooh. Oh,
Weirdly,
man.
also a movie with Ron Jeremy, Running the Gauntlet. You don't want to
Two
see
face
that
plants.
gauntlet.
2 face plants.
I mean, what
Wow.
the people there are into this because these are all
This
stars,
is
right?
Yeah, this is a.
It's a big ticket ride for sure.
The Steiners were so
Big
fucking over
ticket,
because they were like nothing like this. They were like new. They were like
Yeah.
they were a new kind of wrestler.
What?
Yeah,
Crazy.
Scott Steiner beats Ric Flair on
Wow.
television.
Lunacy. That's wild. Obviously he's not holding any belts at this time. Who's
Yeah.
champion?
Stinger.
Dang it. He's got his hands tied with the Scorpion King.
And I don't even know if the Steiners are tag champions at this time or not. I think it might be
Check out your
Sure.
fucking
No,
teeth.
Doom were the world champs.
Doom.
This is for that
They were the
helicopter on the
US.
plane.
They were the U.S. tag champs, though. Steiners.
Oh yeah, they also had a plethora of belts still.
Also, the 6-man tag
There we
belts,
go.
as we know.
There's that. Oh, I
Things
love
got
when they
something to
bring
say.
somebody
Didn't we
back.
just see this?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
funny. It's such a WCW thing, going back to the Crockett stuff.
And then the
guys
Black
who say
Scorpion's
something and
just
come
gonna be
back
a
and
little
like, oh yeah,
closer.
one other thing I forgot. Baby face, like,
Oh, yeah.
God.
Hello. Hey, can you
This
draw
is
some
nice.
nipples on the?
I
Yeah,
don't
we
think
need-
we
work.
need to.
Get to work, Howie Meeker.
Okay, what we need to get you a telestrator for this show.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Well, we just gotta.
Stop it right there. I'm bricked up.
I never liked Sid's
5 o'clock
onesie
shadow?
red
Singlet.
Oh,
Singlet.
that's awesome! I love the singlet.
Yeah, it doesn't work with Sid.
Why would
Sid
you
just
cover? Why would you
doesn't
cover up
work.
that body? Get
Yeah.
out of here.
That's true.
It looks like a.
Dang,
It looks like
man.
I want to see him in a fig leaf and saran wrap.
That's right.
It's like an alternate choice on a video game. If somebody else picks it,
Yeah, no
so
kidding.
you get.
Trying to figure out who won the Running the Gauntlet tournament.
Well, maybe we'll
We
find
all
out
won.
on this very show.
I'm guessing almost that like if it's WCW from this time, it's just something they dropped and didn't finish.
Well, I'm sure they finished this tournament. It's the finals are Arn and Scott Steiner, so you know Steiner won it because they knew he was a
Alright.
big deal, man. Oh, here you go.
Oh,
Turn this up.
that was the finals.
Yeah.
I love that this
Yeah,
is-
Bush
I love that this
does
is
it.
4 minutes and 24 seconds long.
It's
It's
insane.
commercial?
It's insane.
Yes.
Oh, awesome!
Boy, ain't that the truth. They mess with that target advertising.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right on target, Fred. When you're due for a beer, Bush does
Hey,
Excuse me?
Oh, there's a lot of
What?
Bush gonna be sold. Beginning
uh-oh. What are they doing?
Pimping
Depends
up
where you
their
live.
lives.
I'm all over town.
She's a regular water buffalo, Bon.
Corners and back at. Here they
Oh no! And then they're gonna have a picture, or they're gonna have her going, "It's a living."
Oh, no, okay. No, you got, dude. Okay, you got to it first, but I'm still gonna do mine. Then I thought about it earlier.
Of course.
You know, Fred. You know, Betty's got a pretty big old bush down there too. I bought her a pair of trimmers for Christmas last year, and it's a little bird, like a hummingbird with a sitting on. It's a living.
no. And then he goes,
She,
I'm hungover as
Wow.
fuck.
you're killing
Drunk
me.
as shite.
Listen to this.
Petition to haul this job. Somehow I enjoy.
You have to be a real athlete to be a bartender.
It takes know-how to work in the beer business. Yeah, and we got no know-how. Know-how. Hey, Fred. look
So
out.
somehow Fred and Barney got fired and now are trying to run a bar.
Hey,
Right?
That's how the show should have.
Plates in the house. Bit of a Patreon preview, including James's pick. I was also in a Busch beer commercial that will
Oh,
not as
wow.
long, thankfully not as long as this one.
Come in, come in.
Oh, look, they're so ahead of their time.
Any kind, you lunkhead, any kind.
What, you mean like Benny Hill followed?
I thought they were kind of in drag. I don't know.
I know.
Yesterday, and I can't get anyone to do the job like
Oh,
this.
listen, watch this. This is so funny.
Ask them to come back. Oh, they'd like that. They'd crow about it. Never. Drink your Bush, stranger. It'll do you good.
That's not. Oh, that's.
Listen, watch this. Watch this.
Honey, give him another chance.
well,
Whatever you say, alcohol.
not to throw off any signals, but I can relate.
Oh, so can I.
Yeah.
Bartender? Sure. What are their names? I'll get them back for you. Their names are Fred Flintstone and Barney, Rubble. Barney Rubble.
Rubble.
Barney Rubble.
Say, how did you know that?
Just happen to know them, and we'll guarantee that they'll be
Oh.
back on the job in the morning. If we can tell them that you'll give them a raise. No, that's no. No raise. Never.
I was more of a Spacely fan myself. but
Oh, no. I was a slate man.
Ah,
Oh.
somebody's getting a raise. Slate raise.
Oh no, those tunics would be terrible for that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Good night. Good night.
Oh, good night.
Oh, we'll see you in the morning.
And
Oh.
don't be late.
Let me know if you ever need your Blanchard tully.
How about that, Mr. Slayton?
Played him like a fiddle,
But
Bob.
no, Slate knew him the whole time.
Calls for a celebration.
Yeah.
Oh. No,
like-
let's get hammered, Barney, before we go. We got our jobs back.
Seeing
Let's
as we
get
just
hammered.
woke up from a blackout, let's get smashed.
Here with the dinosaur.
Hair
Right,
of the
Fred?
dinosaur. Hair of the Dino.
Hair of the Mastodon, Bob.
Oh, well,
Anheuser-Busch, baby.
Anheuser-Busch brings you.
So,
To
was that
beer.
on
Ladies and
television?
gentlemen, to beer.
So was that on television, or was that like for like a convention for workers at
That's what
fucking
I'm
Budweiser?
thinking.
yeah, I know it must
Oh,
just
here
be
we go.
like
Alright.
a promo.
This was, our wedding show, Boom's wedding
Oh,
show.
cool.
This, our reel on Instagram is up to 120,000 views. It's crazy. It's the most
Wow.
viewed we've had of anything. A lot of like bigger names have shared it as well, so it's really exciting. It was a lot of fun. You'll see my parents in the crowd. Kelly was at this.
I'm there, and so is Julia somewhere.
Yeah. Johnny, you recognize him from? He was in an episode of Legends of Tomorrow.
Sure.
Can't remember who. Can't remember what part exactly, but we talked about him.
Was he your friend who played Fitzgerald?
No.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Casey, who picked up the win. Next, Raven arrived with her daughters Bambi and Liza, but were interrupted by
This guy, Giovanni's bit was awesome.
Oh, I hope nobody
feel like-
tries to fight Raven.
Raven for years. Liza rebuked
Ugh.
the Latin and sent him packing.
Oh, that's cool.
He and Bambi Hall took the mics for speeches. And as a wedding present, Pesky transferred Baroni his number 30 entry in this year's Rumble Pack. Bambi, still infuriated by the entire situation, challenged Pesky to a no DQ match scheduled for after the ceremony.
Key moment.
Malibu arrived to see the
My
chef,
mom's favorite wrestler,
claiming the
Brady
food did
in
not live
Malibu.
up to his high nutritional needs.
I'll bet.
Chef burst into the room in
Oh,
a
there's
A
Bill.
Klansman? You got a Klansman?
He's a
Okay.
chef.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they stole the whites.
Kyle Fines took the spotlight and, as a gift, serenaded the
He sang, Hinder's Kiss- Lips of an Angel, yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's
Hey,
a
you know
song
what?
about infidelity. It's so gross.
Dude, I would play that at the strip club. Every now and
That's
then.
what I thought.
Yeah, totally.
That sounds like when they bring up the carpet or the blanket.
Dude, it was good strip club music.
The towel dance.
Towel dance. Yeah.
I have a fine appreciation of shitty music that I love because it worked for my job.
Oh, of course. Yeah, the DJ. You were DJ.
This was match of the night. Zay Perez for his first boom appearance. He's great.
Christopher Cassidy jumped the gun, and suddenly Jackie found himself defending the title.
Oh, wow.
Thankfully, another successful defense. Jackie Lee is still your Vancouver City Champion. And then the ceremony, broken up by a fed-up Malik Mellon.
Oh, no.
A last effort to convince Raven to walk away. But Tony wasn't having it.
Get out of there, Raven.
Baroni, Pesky, and Zay Perez working in concert to take him down. But
Oh, no.
Max's narration is so good.
I know.
Baroni demanded Raven sign the wedding certificate. But
What the hell?
See my selling there, guys?
Yes, I did. You're yeah.
No, your acting is so good. I wasn't paying attention. Wow.
Oh,
Oh, that was good.
he broke out.
They had their match that they had signed off on.
The world did not see
Or
coming.
so
I
I
thought this was legit.
I did too. When I got there, I thought I was going to see a real wedding.
The lovely Gina Harms.
That's great. No.
Yeah, and now we have
So who's been watching like 2000?
Wow.
Who's been watching like 2005 WWF? Because
That's
wow,
really
dude.
good, man.
Oh, well, okay. Not my
Like
cup of
that.
tea, but I'm
100
glad everyone liked it.
120K. So crazy.
Well, that's very good.
Was that?
So-
oh, you mean
so-
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon?
No, I'm talking when it got weird, like Teddy Long's
yeah.
wedding, and
yeah.
Teddy Long
Right.
got married?
he had a heart attack.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Right as they were about to
Yeah.
pronounce, and then the heart attack was brought on by taking too much Viagra.
Viagra.
Mm,
yeah.
That's
Right.
right.
Had to
Wasn't
be
that
re-
about
wanted to be
the
ready.
time that Billy Kid and what's his face were gonna get married, like gay married?
No, that was
Right,
earlier.
right.
That was earlier.
Oh, the wedding is a long used trope in wrestling.
So that was-
I know, and I'm just gonna be honest. One that
Oh.
I hate in wrestling. I just always have. So I'm
Even the Hillbilly Jim one?
That's the only one I
Uncle
like because
Elmer.
no, the only one I like because Jesse Ventura is shitting on it the entire time,
That's
And the
right.
fans.
and
Yeah.
the fans. You know what? Smart New Jersey fans who don't care for
Right.
weddings and
That was the
wrestling.
Meadowlands, wasn't it? What did they think was going to happen?
Didn't someone
what-
hit her in the head with an apple during that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she pretty much no-sold it, I think. So kudos to her.
Really? That's crazy. I want to see that.
So Travis, not one bit of that was legit. That was all Tony and Tina's. That was like
Yeah.
Tony and
yes.
Tina's. That's perfect.
Bruno,
Tony and Tina's
Bruno
wedding.
Sammartino.
Yeah.
Bruno Sammartino, Tony
Bruno
and Tina's
Sammartino.
wedding. There's something in there. Holy shit. Dude, I listened to Howard Stern, for all those years, and Stuttering John was in Tony and Tina's wedding. So every day I had
everybody
to hear
was,
them
buddy.
plug that. They plugged the shit out of that.
That's funny.
So this is a very young Ricky Morton and his mentor Ken Lucas, and they were a tag team. This was the first time Ricky Morton was really being pushed anywhere.
So yeah, we're returning to Southwest. When was feel like when was the last time we were here?
It's been a bit.
Yeah.
Check
Oh
out
my
Duggan's.
Was that
Check out
Jerry-
Duggan's.
That's Jim Duggan?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
check
think
out
it's
Duggan's,
Jerry Morrow. He's fighting.
Wow.
his bar skin.
Yeah, I like
Bob
he's just wearing
Sweetan.
a rug,
Ugh,
a
ugh.
hotel rug.
No, maybe not.
What year do we have here?
It's not Jerry
I don't
Morrow.
remember.
Or is it? I don't know. Jerry Morrow would wear that outfit.
Okay, well,
Again, though.
yes, we have our this evening's first truly legitimate monster piece of shit scumbag in the ring, and it's not Jim Duggan.
Which one?
Bruiser Bob Sweetan, noted pedophile,
Noted.
and various other things.
Wow.
Of all the pedophiles, he's noted.
So if everybody wants
He's
to
a
go
pedophile
to,
of merit.
Well, he had an episode of Crime and Sports,
merit.
so
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Officially
Yeah.
noted.
a blue ribbon pedophile.
oh, there it is.
There it is. Jesus Christ.
Hey, do we have a title?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We have a
Oh,
title of
God,
the
that's
show?
gonna be tough to beat. I gotta put a little registered trademark card next to it.
Get it. T-shirts.
I need a little bell when we know we have it early. Boom.
Moose loves crime and sports. You've been listening to that for a while, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm off and on though, right? It depends on if I'm interested in the subject. They're currently doing what feels to be an 8-part series on Evil Knievel that has been
Oh, wow.
Oh,
hilarious.
Yeah, I love a good Evil Knievel bio story.
I mean, I've
He
seen
was
some of the
the
docs. I was not
worst.
aware of all the crime and all the
And all the
shitty
sports.
behavior.
All the crime and all the sports.
Not really any sports.
I've been because of the broken arm, I've been stuck on the couch. So all I've been doing is watching just to go to sleep because the tone is very soothing. Just watching ESPN documentaries,
They're the best.
like the 30 for 30.
The 30 for 30s.
Oh my
Those,
god!
yeah, those 30 for 30s. I've watched 30 for 30s about sports and things that I'm not even interested in because I know it's going to be good.
Oh yeah, no, me neither. The other day I sat through. We were talking about Gretzky. I sat through the King's Ransom, which is about him leaving.
That was the
Edmonton.
Right.
very
Right.
first.
Oh my
30 for
god!
30
I
for 30,
just
or
about
was
threw
like
my
in the
feet
first season
across
for
the
sure?
room.
It was, I believe, the premiere. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Peter
Bill-
Berg.
The Ric
Peter
Flair
Berg did
one
it.
is really good too.
I've never seen that one.
The Bill Walton 3-parter
Haven't seen
was
that
one
either.
of the
Oh yeah, that
one of
one's
the,
so
it's one of my
good.
favorite things ever because the dead or whoever's left of who owns the music signed on, use all the music you want. 80% of the soundtrack is the dead to this documentary. It's
Yeah.
I think and then some
That was a
Dylan.
30 for 30.
I think it was.
Mhm. Yeah, it was. Yeah. 3-parter.
It came out just maybe a year
It's-
before he died.
Yeah, it's relatively recent.
You should look it up.
They've been doing
Uh,
more multi-part ones. in
The
recent
one on
years.
the Bills is super good.
Mhm.
Except everybody who played for the Bills was a fucking dickhead. But the one on the season of the Scab is really good too.
Yeah. I've watched all the football ones for sure, and baseball ones, I think.
The 30 for 30 on American Gladiators was actually good.
Oh,
The Netflix
yeah, that one's
documentary
good
was
too.
sucked.
Ooh,
Mm.
Not so good.
nice shoulder
That was a
breaker.
great shoulder breaker.
Mm-hmm.
LP. Who's LP?
Little fat man.
Lester
Lester
Parks.
Except the P is cool.
Yeah. Up here, bro. Fuck off, bro.
So
Again,
Hacksaw's
you
got
can
like
tell
a
I hate them.
Hacksaw's
Mhm.
got a bruiser thing going. Is he trying to sort of be a little Brody?
At this point, I don't know.
Well, he came out in the woolly
that
vest.
fuzzy, yeah, with
and
that
he
Right,
came
I've
in,
never-
he's
I'd
got the
never
fuzzy
seen him.
head,
Like do that before.
and he's like waving his arms at the crowd, and
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got a little bit about Bob Sweetan for you.
Mm.
Nobody liked him. Ross called him a miserable human being. One time, Danny Hodge physically tortured Sweet Ann as payback for being out of line. Duggan called him a bully. Leo Burke called him easy to work with, but lazy.
Oh, well.
And Ed Wiskowski said, I wasn't a fan for being a locker room thief, to just among other things. Just an asshole. And in 1990, Sweet Ann was convicted of the sexual assault of his own daughter, Candace. He also faced a separate charge of non-payment of child support.
Well, to be fair,
that monster.
To be fair, she was hot.
Okay, hold on. Sweet Ann stopped checking in with police in 2000, after which he was located and deported back to his native Canada.
Oh, no! Sweet Ann, I didn't know he was Canadian.
We're famous for our sex criminals, man.
we're
pop stars, comedians, sex
we're
criminals,
not famous,
hockey
but
players.
we're pretty good for it. We're pretty good at it.
Yeah, it's a little known fact, but yeah.
That's why we need to make them the 51st state. They're full of perverts up there.
We're full of the deep state.
Come on up,
pedophiles.
Come on up, guys.
Oh, not a bad pile driver.
We dare you.
Yeah, I know.
Bobby.
I would really like it.
He was known as Mr. Pile Driver.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, just like, there you go. Hey, everyone out
Never
there,
speak of him again.
Every out there in YouTube land, have at it. We'll probably, if we're gonna watch Southwest, we're gonna see more Bob Sweet.
If we keep talking, we're gonna get arrested.
He's gonna do an interview. We will take requests if you ask Mystery Titans Theater to show more Bob Sweeten footage.
Okay.
Ew.
He's also one of the ugliest fucking wrestlers of all time.
I know.
Just like a walking piece of shit.
Like one of those one of those apple witches that people would have.
Or you know what?
I don't stoves.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if you remember this because it's before your time, and it was when I was very young. But it was a toy you got where you did the shrunken heads with little apples. It was Vincent Price's. It was Vincent Price's shrunken heads.
I've seen the pictures. Yeah,
I had it when I was a kid. I got it at like a yard sale. I didn't know how to do it. I just had it. And I was like,
what was the deal with those apple witches? What was that all about? Was that supposed to scare off spirits or something?
Scare of oranges.
Yeah,
and feed squirrels.
Oh wait, you're not supposed to eat those?
I remember one time I was in elementary school and our parents were meant to send us back with a jack-o'-lantern, and my dad drew a fucking face on an orange with a Sharpie. and then
That's a Canadian pumpkin.
And then he sent me to school.
You know, I'm writing down Canadian pumpkin just because it's
Canadian
pumpkin. Pretty good.
And there's
Cosmo Kramer and Carl Malden.
Gizmo, his brother.
Gizmo.
Oh my! He's
back.
Here we go. Look at those belts.
Oh, and getting closer. What do you think of that, Calf?
Nice.
Look at the size. Look at these ridiculously big belts.
What the hell is that?
Is it cowhide? It is.
Cowhide. Yeah.
The cow belts.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Does it smell like cow shit in here? Whoops. Sorry about that, guys.
But I tell you what, Lucas and Morton, they come out here crying.
Lucas and Morton, attorneys at law.
I've never seen
Lucas and Morton?
Yeah.
Lucas and Morton, attorneys at law.
1-877-524 Lucas.
But this, like I mentioned before, this is the original dynamic duo.
Yeah, they are.
Gino would be the other dynamic duo was Gino and Chris Adams in World Class, but this is the OGs.
He looks like that guy in that TV show Wise Guy, Ken Wall. It's Ken Wall and Tully Blanchard.
This is Ken Wall from Wise Guy. That was a great fucking show, by the way.
Or what is the Wanderers? Where he's like
Gizmo Kramer.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Dude, Gino looks like he's towering.
Have you seen
over
The Wanderers?
Yeah.
So good.
I didn't realize he was so much taller.
They have to find.
Well, those belts make Tully look even
That's
smaller.
right.
Like
I know. Good lord.
those are I've never seen these before.
No.
Those are probably the worst belts I've ever
Does it
seen.
smell like horse shit near to you? Anyway.
That's how obscure Southwest is. Nobody's talked about those belts.
And we haven't mentioned, but this is the example
Spanish
of
announcer,
the Spanish announcer and
Yes.
the English announcer talking at the same time.
Oh my god. That's Barth.
Oh.
That's Barth from You Can't Do That on Television.
National treasure.
Barth. They've got him on the
Barth.
Canadian Walk of Fame.
That's right. He's in like 7 places. It's weird.
Yes. Boy, they love Barth in
Oh,
Toronto.
yeah. Here we
Okay,
go.
I guess I'll wrestle, but I don't want to. I won't like it.
I don't.
Here you go, Kelly.
Got to get the names here.
Lenny and Squiggy, because this looks like it's out of a sitcom.
I heard El Chardo or something.
El Chardo.
El
El
Chardo?
Chardo.
Probably racist.
El Charo. Said he never heard of either one of them, so they're probably.
No, it's El Charo. He's gonna go coochie coochie coo.
Yes, yes.
Why is he wearing Hosh Gosh Bagosh?
Yes.
Was that an Adidas tracksuit underneath the singlet?
Yeah.
Of course. From Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, it's like a real slap together.
Sure is.
What are you talking about? That's the legendary uniform, the iconic blue and blue and
Yeah,
blue
they cover up all
and
his
black
tats.
and white of El
And
Charo.
another color, another shade of blue.
This guy too.
Blanchard in the ring.
Oh,
Oof.
I think they're meant to be fire and ice, guys.
No,
Like,
this guy's a lizard of some sort.
Oh,
Oh, what's going on here?
El Salamander. I don't know if that's accurate.
Yes, yeah. I like it.
It's
Or is
more
this
fun to
the
speak
old,
Spanish when you don't.
Yeah.
The team that they're
Salamandero.
feuding with is under masks.
Kelly, you sniffed it out.
Yeah. Well, as soon
is
as
that?
you said what's going on.
What is going on?
Oh,
I see.
We'll
Oh,
let
so
it
it's
we'll let it
Morton and
unfold
Lucas.
for you, sir.
Like the Great Lotus.
That's why the out or the costume
Uh-huh.
thrown together.
Oh,
Fuck was that, man? Hey, try that out, Gino. This kid ain't fucking around.
Hey, give him a shot, Ken Wall.
Don't need
Why
knee
don't you
pads.
pick on someone your own size?
Could you imagine if Gino and Tully had somehow managed to, like, stay together as a tag team? The two most hateable wrestlers of the 80s in a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
What was the problem with Gino? Just a jerk.
No, he was a great heel. He was so easy to fucking hate, and so was Tully.
Oh.
Yeah. They were too good to be a tag team by this.
That's
time.
true, but man, geez.
In an earlier era, yeah.
Like the like in the 50s, like the Grams.
Yes, even 60s, even 70s.
Or I'll give you or give you the Sharps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. He pulled his hair.
Yeah, Tully's having a real tough time with
Yeah, it does show you that Tully and
Los
Gino,
Iguana.
Tully and Gino aren't that fucking bright. You think they would have figured out what's fucking going on here?
Well, Wendy Richter couldn't figure out who the fucking
Spider Woman.
Yeah,
lady.
Whenever Wendy Richter was like, I was so surprised it was Moolah. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
That's funny.
But she's amended that to be like, I knew it was Moolah, but that's why I got my shoulder up and the ref was on 1, 2, 3 anyway.
Charo. It is El Charo.
El Gila Nochla.
That's great. The names too. The names are as thrown together as the outfits, Kelly.
Yeah. Who's commentating here? Do we
I'm
know?
not sure.
I'm not sure what his name is.
Oh.
And they really
Oh,
keep having to
fast
try to get out
tags.
of there. Yeah.
This
Because
green
of
ring
this-
is something.
To quote Moose, El Aso Wipo.
Yeah, they're gonna fix it in post. All this green screen.
That's right.
They're actually fighting on
Okay,
Mustafar.
I have an idea. They're all wrestling on clouds. We could put it in later.
Look at
but clouds.
Joe Blanchard's choice of colors for his ring here: green with blue and yellow turnbuckles.
No, they're gonna.
Was he
remember
colorblind?
Remember that Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton with the bugs? That's what they're gonna do.
Oh
later.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh no. Okay, who's this guy? He is
Who are you, Shades of Blue?
El Nino. Who are you, Shades of Blue?
Who are you, Shades of Blue?
The blue.
Hey, Peppa Scooby Doo. Oh my God! Yeah, I chatted.
No, that sounds like okay. That sounds like the choreographer at the show, and then he follows it by cursing at the cast. That's how you do it.
Yeah, putting out a cigarette.
I don't like to read for everyone, but I will.
No, James, I chatted briefly with Catherine Fadum today. He said to say hello because the guy in the Boom thing there had been in Stage West in production that she had done with him, and she knows him. The guy who was ratifying matches for Boom there.
Okay, so that was the
cool.
guy who was on Legends.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Mike Kovac. He's done a lot of.
There we go.
Oh,
Whoa.
big win. Shades of Blue.
Yeah.
What I like about these matches is they're so quick, but the modern matches, when they're quick, it kind of seems like a ripoff. But I understand
Giant machine.
the quick matches. It is a giant machine. Oh wait. What?
Can't
Who
get
is
these
it?
things off. Somebody get some butter.
I don't know who.
Oh my
those
God!
people are.
It's
Rock
Ricky
and
Morton
Roll
and Ken
Express.
Lucas.
Oh no, Ken Lucas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. We saw them before.
I couldn't
Okay.
tell because they weren't being racist.
Okay.
Hernandez just tore his MCL there on the.
Okay. The gimmick
Hey,
was
what up,
before.
boss? Good to see you, bud.
The gimmick we didn't hear before during the one because we were so distracted by the size of those cowbelts was that the heels were refusing to give them a title shot. So they did the old thing where, okay, we're gonna face these jobbers under masks. Who are these guys? And they pulled a fast one on them, and now they're gonna get a title shot.
They don't really.
But
do
they
that
have to
anymore.
wrestle as those masked wrestlers now.
Yes, look how happy the two of
Please,
them
can
are
you be
together.
quiet for a second? I'm trying to talk here. Please, just give me a moment. I
And
have a
he's
job to
talking
do.
at the same time in Spanish.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
so funny. Oh, that's so good.
Joe Blanchard, genius. Oh,
How do you
Oh
spell-
no, that guy's serious.
Did I do that?
Oh, there he is, Killer Tim Brooks.
what was
You
Christ.
only get those vests if you order them or you get them as gifts.
Yeah, you earn it.
It's from the kid. I like to
you
get
being
something.
After being a power bottom from
Yeah,
Don Kent's School
hi
of
there.
Power Bottom.
Hi there. I'd like to get something in the Killer Brooks collection, if you don't mind.
That's right. It's like winning a belt buckle.
You sure? It's your first day.
It has to say killer, it has to say Brooks, and it has to look serious.
what was the Killer Brooks feud from this promotion that was on the first TV that we watched of them? I think
Oh, I don't recall.
where he was
I
wearing
hadn't-
a sombrero, wasn't it? It was a racial.
Okay, that I remember, but
Angle.
I forget who it was with.
I know we really liked it.
Of course
had
we
no
did.
idea.
Because we're terribly racist.
Was it? It wasn't
Wow.
Lothario, was it?
May
It
I
might have
say,
been
I
Lothario.
had no idea Bob Costas was a wrestler before he got slapped in the head.
Rick Morton and Ken Lucas and Tully Blanchard and Gino Hernandez couldn't believe it.
Somebody screaming. The green ropes are distracting almost.
Toothpaste.
So weird.
It looks like the ropes are made out of plasticine.
Garden hose.
It's like Gumby. This thing's gonna turn
Oh,
back into
no.
Gumby any second.
Hey, easy cleanup.
Joe Blanchard has enslaved a Gumby. He's making it
Oh no, it's Gumby's brother, Gumbo.
There's protesters out front. Blanchard uses Gumby slave labor. The fuck does that mean?
He uses Oompa Loompas to build the ring. He uses Gumbies to make the ropes.
The Gumby is the ring.
The Gumbies are the ropes. We are the Gumbies.
And meanwhile, everybody's molesting Oompa Loompas.
Yes.
All at the same time.
Bob Sweetan is backstage right now. Fucking Mr. Pile driving 3 Oompa Loompas.
He's got 15 on him. 15.
That's sick.
Oompa Doompa.
Too many Oompa Loompas.
Doompity. What does he have on his shirt?
Who, the ref?
Yeah, Southwestern Championship Wrestling.
Southern Championship Wrestling.
Southwest Championship Wrestling.
Oh, Southwest, pardon me.
Oh, that would be funny if this was on an airplane.
Only on Southwest.
Southwest Championship Wrestling.
There's an update in the Sky Mall.
Oh, leg
What's been going on?
balls.
Oh my god, look at that pin too. Leg drop. Oh, balls.
The worst thing about flying. The worst thing about flying Spirit Airlines is all you get are the movie adaptations of the Spirit. Just that's it.
They show 7 of them though. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's just the TV movie from the 80s and that one they did like Sin City that sucked.
And
the animated movie with the horse.
Updates on the IP in general in the magazine.
Okay, what's his name? Killer what?
Killer Tim Brooks, and he's a.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. When I first started like getting the magazines and seeing what else was out there besides WWF, I'd see pictures of Killer Tim Brooks, and he always disturbed me. He always looked to me like the dirtiest wrestler.
Yeah,
he looked filthy.
He just smells of diarrhea and oysters.
Yeah,
and cigarette butts. Somehow cigarettes.
That's pretty close.
Nicotine stains.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh. Next burger.
I love that I know.
Welcome to Fantasy Island. You're all here to see a fabulous match.
Oh wow! Check out the coif on this feller. Is this where I go for the wrestling?
Oh, who's that?
Chavo.
Chavo and got to be Cowboy Scott Casey, right?
Yes.
Good call.
Because of the boots.
I don't know who he's against. One of the Sweat Hogs for sure.
No, that's a guy who.
I got a note.
It's one FC on steroids.
I got a note.
Dan Severn.
From my mother. From my mother.
Is that Dan Severn?
No.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Who knew? That's where he started. Well, he did start as a pro wrestler.
I can't wrestle you if you keep flipping me.
If you're keeping score.
I got a note. Wow, that is. I would sell 7 toes to have that haircut. I would. I could get those like weird, like arm crutches.
Yes,
sure.
I don't need 7 toes.
3D printed.
Okay.
I knew a guy who had meningitis and he lost like 6 toes and then he like made it back like a champ. And he didn't do it for a haircut. So I think
any second now on our screen, we're gonna see a little poof.
Oh,
man's gonna be like a little man's gonna appear with a contract.
Yeah, like the Great Gizmo.
Great Gazoo.
The Great Gazoo?
The Great Gazoo.
Gizmo.
Hello, dum-dum.
Yeah.
Gizmo Kramer.
Hello,
Gizmo
dum-dums.
Kramer.
Since I've been gone, it looks like you've become luscious.
The greatest thing about the Great Gazoo was when Fred could have asked him for anything, and he asked him for $10.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I know that was the end of the run, and they were doing everything to try to like get interest. It was a cartoon, and they did well. I guess we need babies, and then it was like space aliens. That's fucking popular right now. And I
now
love
we
the
need a
Gazoo
kangaroo.
The kangaroo. They had Bam Bam, and the one where they adopt Bam Bam
And the
is legitimate.
family, the monster.
The Ghoulie family that lived next door, and I loved all of it.
They
They
it
met
was the Frightensteins, wasn't that it?
No, there was.
No, they were a different family.
Yeah.
No, they moved in and then they moved out because they got rid of them by playing bug music. Because it was the Beatles.
The perfect crime.
That's right.
Oh, dude, you can't fuck with me about OG Flintstones, man. I watched.
Oh, me neither, dude.
I watched all of it
day, every day.
And what always bugged me is I could never do it
hundreds of times over.
I could never do the OG Fred voice, the Alan Reed voice, but I can do what I called fake Fred, the guy who
if you
took
could do
over.
Homer, you could do Fred. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the guy who took over like after the original run of Flintstones was over, and then there was a ton of other shit they did over the years, including the cereal commercials and stuff. And there was Saturday morning Flintstone stuff, and there was new Fred because Alan Reed had died, and I could do him. I could do him. He's like, be like,
okay.
I
feel really bad. I feel really bad about the soccer dad in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Hey, Bon, these Cocoa Krispies are out of sight. I'm like,
that was an extended hold from that song.
That was super good.
But yeah, and it ended up being okay.
Okay, we've talked about this guy's hair, but the guy on the aprons outfit here is
choice.
It's like low rent Savio Vega's outfit, which I never liked. Because I heard Savio Vega. I was like, this guy's fucking good. I hate his. What is he wearing? I don't understand. I hated guys wrestling in like dress pants. Like, what the fuck is?
Yeah.
Really?
Like
I always
corporate cane.
thought that was the
Slacks
awesome.
wearing cane.
Slacks, yeah.
I always thought that was awesome.
Ugh. Yeah.
What was the name of the bodyguard in
when
WCW?
Corbin broke down?
Mr.
Corbin
Hughes?
was pretty funny.
Yes,
Mr. Hughes. Yeah.
Do you remember
there's
Mr. Hughes.
It worked
Well, yeah,
for
there was
Mr.
Mr. Hughes. There was Big Boss Man started as Big Bubba Rogers, and he was wearing a suit.
I think it works for
Erwin
Todd Quality.
Shyster. Erwin
Yeah, IRS. Of course.
God, I hate it. You know what? And I hate and I was such a nerd about wrestling, and to this day, I'm like, I hate all of it. This is a sport. Wear the goddamn uniform or don't fucking play. You got it, pal?
Not if you're a demon of the dark or something like that.
Look, the Undertaker,
but...
you know what he's wearing? Tights. Ooh. I want to see you assholes in tights, and that's it.
If anything, I just want to see them in bikini
Listen, I'm not. Look,
I don't want leggings. I want.
I'm not a tyrant.
Bottoms.
I'm not a tyrant. We'll do some bunkhouse stampede.
Yeah,
we'll do some bunkhouse stampedes, some street fights.
On a backbreaker. He really did backbreak that poor bastard's back. His last match.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
He's just like, did I just get pinned? Fuck this.
So was that not meant to happen? That looked like he got hurt. It looks like that guy got hurt.
It was a nasty. I hope we get to see a replay. I don't think we
got
will,
the names of the two.
Yeah, the jobbers.
Jabrones. Oh, Sweet 10 had to be.
Sweet 10 showing off his Sweet 10.
I'm not.
Get out of here. He's so gross.
You're not a teenager.
Just a pile of shit filled with peanuts.
Yeah.
Filled with peanuts and corn, and fuck him.
Yeah.
Daddy's got a sweet tan, doesn't he, honey?
Get out of here. Get away from me.
That's the best. I'm gonna fuck you, and then I'm not gonna pay your mother.
He has a signet ring with his entire name on it.
Bruiser Bob Sweetan, Mr. Pile Driver. It's gigantic. It's like the size of those belts.
Those belts, yeah.
Can you settle down, senor? Oh, was it a Titleist?
K. All he says is K.
Yeah.
K.
Dude, I watched a little TNA today because Northern Armory had a match, and I noticed like Chavo Guerrero Jr. is there right now doing some shit. I was like, okay, that's the great thing about TNA. Every time that I turn it on, like some legend just pops up to do like I don't know a week, and I'm like, oh, all right,
that's cool.
I never thought I'd be like, I'm excited to see Chavo Jr. as a legend, but
Here we are.
Did you see that interview with AJ Styles where he's like, we lost it when we got rid of the 8-sided ring?
Oh yeah.
6-sided.
Yeah, 6-sided. He was like, that was it. I never watched it, so I don't know how many sides.
It was
I
it was better, I thought, like the original when it was first on Spike TV.
yeah, I didn't like it because I'm such a traditionalist, and I just didn't like it. But there was a lot of great wrestlers at that time who could adjust to it.
And there's some great matches you can find in there during that era.
Oh yeah. Young Samoa Joe, AJ Styles.
Yeah, I've seen some Samoa Joe shit.
Daniels.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
that Abyss and AJ Styles match.
Abyss isn't. Abyss
Okay, well,
is
and you know
nuts.
who else? You know who else had a long TNA
And
career?
AJ Styles is crazy too.
That's what we're saying.
But you know who else had a long TNA career that people don't realize was Homicide. Because what happened there was so many of the guys who were in Ring of Honor and even Jersey All Pro that I was seeing in the early 2000s, a few years later, were the core of TNA.
Right. Ready, aim. Remember that other bit he does?
I love that I know that because I didn't have cable when.
I think we've just found my new favorite wrestler.
Hi there. Hi there.
Patrick Swayze.
There
Yeah,
he
boy.
goes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's been too long, Gibbard.
How deep
Get
is
win
our
one for the
love?
Gibbard.
How
Yeah.
deep is our love?
I saw you can't do that on television twice because we didn't have cable, and there was 2 summers where I'd spend a week at my aunt's in Kentucky, and they had money and cable and Central Air. It was great, and I remember watching that show. So when
Johnny,
you mentioned the chef guy, I was like, hold on a second, what? And it took me a second, and I'm like, wow, he's a dead ringer.
Yeah.
Johnny, can I ask you a question? Exactly how many times did you watch You Can't Do That on Television?
Twice, because we didn't have cable and it was on Nickelodeon.
But exactly.
Yeah, there was
maybe
2
you watch
summers, and that was it.
Are you trying
Travis,
to
how
get the
many
slime to fall on him?
Travis, how many times did you watch I Can't Do This
No,
on
it's not
Television?
happening. Not
How many
happening, man.
times?
Oh, I
Your,
yeah,
your
I forgot.
your argument doesn't hold water. Oh no!
Oh, Kelly.
Now I'm covered in water. No. See, I
Okay, hold on.
Oh, you got covered in both.
Yeah.
Okay, James, let me do a little work first if you want me to get covered in slime, okay?
All right, buddy.
It'll take a little while. Let me go. Gotta go get a Blue Chew. I'll be right back.
Isn't it ironic?
Oh yes, yeah. Lannis was on.
The
Can't do
early
that
years
on
of it.
I had such a wide on for Moose.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I saw a recent update.
No, it doesn't get hard. It just gets wider.
Hopefully Moose in the chat knows we're not talking about him.
Moose is
you know
jerking-
Moose? That's where
Moose is
Hey,
jerking off
Moose is
right
on the
now.
chat.
Moose
Moose
on
is on the
Moose.
chat.
Moose on Moose. Jo, not you, Moose. Moose, the original Moose. I saw a recent picture of her actually from You Can't Do That on Television. So there you go.
I
James.
used to get a hard on for Moose in the Archie comic books, man. Big lug. Hey,
Hey,
River.
Johnny, show me what you got. Show me what you're working with. You ain't bringing me no sorrow. Duh.
hey, Riverdale Moose was bisexual, so I give him a shot.
They were all
it's
all
canon.
bisexual.
Yeah.
It's
Every single one of
Goldwater
them.
Cannon.
That was wokeism run wild.
That was the point of Riverdale.
You
stood your shot with anyone.
The point of Riverdale was to make Archie fucking like kind of CW porn with a murder mystery into it. It was teenage porn
Red
with a
Shoe
murder
Diaries. Teenage Red Shoe Diaries. I'll be right back.
The Red Sneaker Diaries. The Red Sketcher Diaries.
Like they even do
Okay.
it was like in one of the first. It was in the first episode because there's the gay Archie character Kevin. They introduced in the 90s.
Oh, sure, Kevin. Yes, of course.
And he's hooking up with Moose out in the woods, and Moose is like, and Moose And it's like he's dating Midge. He's a straight guy.
Well.
And he's like, well, they're out there like shirtless. Like, what do you want to do? And he's all like, anything but kissing. And he's like, oh, you straight boys. And then they start to go at it. And that's when they find the dead body of Cheryl Blossom's Jason Blossom.
Yeah.
That's how.
No.
That's how the show kicked off. And I fell in love with it because it was so insane. But they dropped every little nerd Archie nugget in it for nerds. And I'm just like me and Kelly, who like know all the weird Archie shit. I'm like, this is insane. Like, there was so many nerd deep cuts. It's like, that's all I need. Hot teenagers, fucking, it's Archie.
Let's go.
And then they like fast forward them to be young adults, and I immediately stopped watching. I was like, I want to watch them in fucking high school.
We stuck through it to the bitter end, but we hate watched the last 3 seasons at least.
I heard the one where they are.
The last season was better than the previous 3, I guess.
Was the one where they go with? They're actually in the 50s.
I think we have to skip ahead. We should add something to the tonight's show. Well, no, I think that it looks like it's all black after this.
Yeah.
So I think we should try to.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't
think of a good 6-minute match we can add to.
How about I could deal with a good Dusty Rhodes.
But first, the long con must continue.
Okay.
Oh, dude, dude. I was pushing 2.5 hours there. That's fine.
I know, but we like
good.
We like getting closer to 3 over.
And the Patreon.
I've been trying to keep
bananas.
I've been trying to keep it between 220 and 230.
All right.
And another lost favorite we haven't talked about in a while.
Oh my goodness,
Chick Donovan. And this was
like
someone recorded their television in their living room.
Chick Donovan, baby.
It was Chick Donovan. He's the one. He's like, he recorded this in a hotel room.
Oh, and this is what's his head?
Killer Khan.
Killer Khan.
The long con, baby.
A year plus, well over a year now. Will it ever end?
No.
No.
I'm starting to worry about me just picking something that I thought we didn't do that we did do.
Oh well.
That's what I do every time.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Kat, my wife, we watched 13 seasons of Criminal Minds.
What?
Wow.
Because it's fucking terrible. The only reason, because at one point we realized we were doing Mandy Patinkin impressions, and then we started doing, John Montana impressions, and then next thing you know, it was like 10 seasons later. And it's not good, and no one should ever watch it.
Weird.
I've never watched it, but I have seen ads for it. The latest season, like if I'm watching Star Trek on Prime, I have to watch some ads for CBS stuff, and it's like however that exists now, where I think Montaigne is the only original cast member, sort of a thing.
Yes,
and
I would say if you
from the promo, I'm going, it just looks like the worst thing I've ever fucking seen in my life.
It is. Yeah. If it comes up at random, I suggest it. But I don't suggest watching 13 years of it.
I love it. All I remember is a character goes, "Oh no, I'm thinking of NCIS." I think.
Oh yeah,
as well.
I could see how you get confused.
No, I was about to do a line that I remember, but that was from the NCIS. I don't remember the Montaigne.
They're all the same to me, man.
They're all the same. They're all the fucking
Boston
same.
Fire, Boston Cops.
Those are so unoriginal. That is the most unoriginal.
Hey, tonight on NBC, it's Boston Night, Boston Fire, Boston
Donovan
Cop, Boston Lawyer.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no, it's Boston Hospital.
Awesome.
Boston
It's hospital.
Yeah.
And then Joe Mantegna's in it, and he says, "Some kind of psycho."
Donovan sound like crazy for that
Chick
spike.
Donovan. We've talked about him when we were kind of like for years. I never knew who. I'm like, who's the guy with the blonde hairs next to Kerry Von Erich when he wins the belt that I don't know? And it was Chick Donovan, the one of the most legendary journeyman wrestlers in the world, who I think still wrestles every now and then. And he's like,
dear God,
I don't know how old he is, man, but 70
something.
Was he meant to be like a
Denise
lost...
is in the chat. We love it when you show up,
Hey,
Denise.
Denise.
Yay.
It's Chicago, and my mom watches all of them. LOL.
Was he meant to
definitely
be
a
like a
mom show.
lost Von Erich at some point?
No. He was a journeyman doing the bleach blonde, muscled head, sorta. He'd be babyface. He could be heel. That southern stereotype type of guy, you know,
Right, sure.
Austin Idol ripoff, kind of a flair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an 8th generation Nature Boy Buddy Rogers sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Chick Donovan. Speaking of Archie, because that's what he wanted to be called in the first issue. Remember?
Yes.
Is that Kevin?
Really?
Yep.
He wanted to be called Chick?
Yep. First appearance.
No, that's Mike Von Erich, I think.
That's Mike. Mike Von Erich.
Oh, he's so tiny.
Dude,
Why was
so
he...
small.
Okay,
Fuck him up, Con. Fuck him up.
This must be after his brain got scrambled with the fever,
no,
right?
I think it's before.
No, because you'd have to be insane to fucking tackle.
Right. But
And then
technically, I
just
think
choose-
it is
right.
before.
He's going, Fritz. He's like, I'm not Fritz. I'm not Fritz. Leave me alone.
Stop.
Oh, no, it is Kevin. No, it is Kevin.
Okay,
Who's that
False
guy?
alarm.
here we go.
Oh.
So what was
Con's
Con's
awesome.
story? Yeah, he rules. What was his story with World Class at this time?
He was brought in by the Freebirds, turned on them, and joined Devastation Incorporated.
Okay, so he was there for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how long a while is, but
I haven't seen this
2 months?
outside of the
3 months?
famous
for
Gordy
a while,
match.
for a run.
Oh, no.
Not red.
He might have come in and out for all I know. Ugh.
Oh, no, he's having problems breathing. When my dog started doing that, we had to put her down.
Glad you
Okay,
can laugh
the
about it,
Jerry
Doctor.
curl on the cop is tremendous. That was the most 80s hairstyle
Oh,
I've seen on this
I'm
show.
telling you,
That Jay
I'm telling
Strongbow.
you, I would sell 9 yards of intestine to have any one of their haircuts. Any one of them. Well,
You know
maybe
what,
not
dude?
Killer Khan, but
Dude, as a fellow baldman, I'd say just let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
of
Just
course.
shave it. It's nice. It's good to go.
I just turned 50 and things aren't looking well.
Dude,
And,
I decided,
all
dude,
I
I had to
miss is
shave
my
my head
hair.
when I was 24.
Happy 50th.
I was
buddy.
24 when I realized, well, it's time to be
Baby.
bald.
Baby, 22. Baby,
Uh-huh.
22.
Well, and you still haven't gotten over it yet. It explains a lot.
No, I got over it.
Okay.
I got over it. But now it's coming back.
But a girl
yeah?
can dream. A girl can dream.
Not the hair. A girl can dream.
Dude, every time I see one of those ads for like, we'll make her hair come back, I go, am I too far gone?
Yes, you are.
I know.
But
I'm
I
very
mean,
much so.
I'm kind of thinking that I would just go
Uh-oh.
like a
Oh,
no
Gary
way.
Howatt back, baby.
No way.
We needed a win. We needed a W from Gary. I think this one might be a decision, though.
Chicago Blackhawks.
You gotta show.
Yeah, he played everywhere, man.
Next
he was
time,
on the
Dave
Devils.
Brown. Next
Yeah,
time,
that
Dave
the
Brown.
first fight at the beginning, he was on the Devils. He was number
I think he was
88.
88,
there.
yeah.
Here,
This is in the
8.
last minute of like a game that
I didn't
means
realize that, Kelly.
nothing.
I didn't realize we were watching a Devil's footage because it was so blurry.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah. Because he played most of his career with the Islanders. And then he had a couple cups of coffee before he retired with a couple teams.
Well, this is the Hawks and the Islanders, right?
First hockey I ever watched were Islanders games on WOR out of New York, because my great uncle Vince liked it. If it was on, that's what we watched. And I hated hockey because the way it was filmed and brought, it was the most boring thing I'd ever seen.
It's a good scrap.
Really?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Ugh, this sucks." And then my grandfather took me to a Devils game against the Nordiques, and after that game, I I got it all. I could watch it on TV and get it. There we go. An old favorite. To pick some things up.
I used to go to Humpty's all the time. I had a lot of respect for
Humpty's Egg Place. Calgary
He
institution.
asked me to make an omelet, and I never
Can I
done it
use my
before.
father's omelet of my father's spatula?
I used to respect you.
Hey, you like
I used to
ketchup?
have a lot of respect for Eggman.
Eggman.
So just yesterday, one of the greats
yeah.
of boxing passed away.
Oh, well done.
So this one, years ago, about 20, back when I was living in Calgary, 20 plus years ago, one night, me and one of my friends, we were just sitting around, probably stoned, drinking beers, and we stumbled upon this fight on, it was like, classic fights on, I guess, TSN probably.
I was going to
Late
say,
at
for
night.
some reason, you were walking around the
We
stadium.
were so stoned, we traveled back in time to 1976. Anyway, so we watched this fight, and it's just crazy. This is just the highlights of it. It was only 5 rounds. George Foreman is in red.
Yeah.
He was the former world champion at this point, and he's taking on a man named Ron Lyle, who was he was a top heavyweight at this time. This is the golden age of heavyweight boxing. Of course, the 70s. This is from Caesar's Palace, outdoors, where WrestleMania 9 was, of course. Or I think it is. Well, it's definitely Caesar's Palace. Maybe it's an indoor, or no. Is there an indoor and an outdoor? I don't know.
In Caesar's Palace? No, there's only a big stadium.
Yeah,
at
I think
Caesar's
this is
Palace,
outdoors. Yeah. Anyway, this is just a crazy fight as far as like a slugfest goes. Lyle, he has an interesting story. He served 7.5 years in prison, and that's where he learned how to box. And he was like the 6-time prison champion. got out, and went.
There's a movie loosely based on this called Undisputed.
Okay.
Very loosely, that's where the story came from,
On
but
Ron
it's not.
Lyle.
Yeah, but it's not. It has nothing to do with
Right.
this.
Loosely based,
Yeah.
just like Rocky.
Very,
is based
very.
on, Chuck Wepner.
Yeah,
Right.
Chuck Wepner.
Okay,
The
did
Bayonne Bleeder.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Did any of you, as well as me and my wife, own a George Foreman grill? Because those things fucking rule.
My dad had a knockoff one. I don't think it was an official.
The
Donnie Lalonde. Donnie Lalonde.
Yeah, it was. Anyways, it was like the steaks were just disgusting.
Oh no, you had to know. You had to know what to cook on it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, his
pork chops were great.
The hot dogs. If you wanted to make some hot dogs real fast,
yeah, hot dogs.
Great. Bacon.
I'm gonna go out here.
We used to make turkey bacon on them all the time.
Grilled cheese.
They were great.
We used to make grilled cheese.
Just the second round. I
Crazy.
believe.
Dude, my ex-wife and I liked ours so much that and we had a JC the only credit card we had was a JCPenney credit card.
Nice.
And that one Christmas we bought everybody one because they were on sale there. It was like everyone's getting one of these. They're the greatest invention ever. We fucking does everyone like hot dogs as much as we do?
George Foreman's like, Johnny Hedgebeth put my kids through college.
Yeah, George. Oh yeah, George and Georgina.
I think it's really cool.
This
that
is
George
the closest that a boxing
yeah.
match ever came to a Rocky movie.
Right.
Yeah, where they just hit each other in the
everybody's
face.
connecting.
Right,
Yeah. Jesus.
This is like boxing.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
Down goes Foreman, right on the bell too.
I think it's really cool that George Foreman named all his children Grill.
It's Howard Cosell on commentary.
Did you guys have a Snack Master?
What's the soundtrack?
I don't
love
know.
that
Someone
Snack Master.
put some stupid music over top.
No,
of
it sounds like funk. I like it.
Yeah.
Kelly, you're like.
Oh, I mean, it's funk, but like Apple Music funk.
Yeah, it's elevator.
Oh,
music.
it's not. No, it's not from ABC Sports with Howard Cosell.
No.
Well, it's Cosell's commentary, but someone put
Somebody
music
else
over-
added this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Generic.
Oh, I get it. I thought maybe. You know what? I'm gonna give an A for effort to try to. You know what this? You know what this? You know what this needs? Generic Thole music.
Jeez Louise, man. They're both on just fucking.
It is
awesome.
Rocky. They're
This
hitting
is
each
Rocky.
other in the carotid.
We don't know how to
at
ride
this
a
point.
bike no more.
Just hitting each other in the neck.
God, that rapper needs
someone
to get him
falls
off the
down.
rope. Look at the crowd's going
Oof.
crazy too. David Crosby over there.
Ay, ay, ay. Hey, there's Bill
Elliot
Murray.
Gold, yeah.
David Crosby. There's
Yeah, you
what's
see
his
him.
face? Phantom of the
Paradise, yes, Andy Williams.
Phantom of the Paradise.
Or what's
Andy
his
Williams.
name? Peter Paul
There's,
Williams. Paul
There's
Williams.
Ron. There's
Yeah, Paul
Ron
Williams is
Jeremy.
freaking
Paul
out.
Williams.
Uh-huh.
There's
Paul
Ron
Williams
Jeremy.
just won $5,000.
Let's go do some blow.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
Man, I'd love to see the Phantom of the Paradise on a big screen.
Oh, that would be so good.
That's awesome.
I
All right,
just
full
won.
version
I
is
just
on
won.
YouTube,
I
of
just
course,
won
if
$5,000.
anyone's interested.
All right, here's our
All right, here
main
we go.
event. Chicago, Illinois, 2004. This is right around when my first Ring of Honor show was the day before WrestleMania 20. So this is all around that time. This is when I started going to Ring of Honor. I went to the first one going like, yeah, I'm going to go to this indie show. Dusty's going to sign autographs. I left going, well, this is my new hobby, and I'm going to spend a lot of money going to every show I could because it was full of some of the best wrestlers I'd ever seen. And I didn't realize, like you mentioned, Travis, in the past, that one of Boom's goals was to prove that storytelling wrestling can happen in indies. When I went, I was like, this is going to be a bunch of indie stuff, right? I'd never been to one. And I found out through a flyer that they used to hand out that was explaining kind of like what was going on and that there were storylines going on. And I'm like, oh, and then I'm being blown away by the talent I was seeing, which was Bryan Danielson and Homicide here. In our tribute to Homicide, but Samoa Joe, Nigel McGuinness, the Briscoes, AJ Styles, Low Key. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's insane. CM Punk, Cabana. Cabana was fun. You gave Cabana a pass because he was so over. But it was amazing. Prince Nana. That's why I'm so happy to see him finally like be a big star now.
Right.
And Steen and Generico eventually.
Steen and Generico were not there when I was going to shows. I saw them in Jersey All Pro, and they more went there in CZW. I did see Generico at a Ring of Honor show under a mask, but not as Generico. He was one of Nana's goons called the Weapon of Masked Destruction number 2.
Number 2. That's
number
great.
2.
Taxi driver T-shirt for Homicide. That's cool.
Oh, he always had the coolest fucking shirts.
Never and seen that one before.
So I went on a deep dive on his Wikipedia, and he trained himself. Homicide did. He trained himself to wrestle in a bodega in New York City, and then went to his first wrestling school, trained by the one and only Raging Bull Manny Fernandez.
Love it.
Wow.
Just going to a really unique Boston Crab over the shoulders there.
Lion Tamer almost.
We haven't seen a lot of
Danielson
on this show.
No.
Well, now that all
that, yeah.
Well, no, now that all of this Ring of Honor stuff is like 20 years old, it's officially
public domain.
It's legal. No, it's legal. It's legal for us to do on this show.
Right.
Right. It has to be vintage. And 20 years is vintage.
Good call. Yeah.
What is going on with Homicide? I don't know, but yeah, Danielson doesn't exactly have all his oars in the water.
Yeah, because I've seen some of this stuff. Some early Danielson, but not nearly enough.
Yeah, when we were going to have Nicole on, she really wanted to watch Kenta. That was her Patreon pick.
Yeah, I had it all. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, and here's another thing. I was so like Samoa Joe became my favorite wrestler by far. And that was at the time when then I started, like, I was like hosting a link to the internet radio show I did that maybe 10 people could listen to on Samoa Joe's site's message board. And he like listened and made us put us on his guest list one time and all this
cool.
shit. And so I'm at all these shows. So he's my favorite guy. And I'd see Danielson, and I remember at first thinking he's so good, but he's so bland because he didn't have much of a character then. He was just really good wrestler, man. And within couple,
he's very Benoit-ish.
No, not even that, because Benoit at least looked like a maniac. But then he would start doing weird shit. Like out of nowhere, he grew a giant beard and started wearing a cape like Ivan Koloff did in the 70s. Out of nowhere. And then that'd go away. He was trying to figure it all out. And right before I left in 2006, he had won the championship and he was a heel. And that was when I went, oh, he's got it. He's figured it all out. That's when he came up with I've got until 5 ref.
Right. Yeah.
And all
which
this
is still
shit.
being used, by indie wrestlers to this day. Moose, thank you again for using your Prime. Appreciate it. Subscription.
Both men definitely feeling each other out in this one. So much on the line.
So there was so much to choose from. I'm like, oh, do I want to show Homicide sticking people in the head with a fork? His ghetto fork.
Ghetto
I was
fork?
there. Yeah, his ghetto fork. He'd stab you in the head with it like he was Abdul the Butcher. He could do. He could do everything. I saw him.
Yeah, that's what.
No, I saw him fight Teddy Hart. Great Canadian Teddy Hart. At the Rahway Rec Center at Jersey All Pro, and I was like 3 feet away with my disposable camera. I'll look for the picture somewhere that I got of him shoving a fork into Teddy Hart's murdering forehead.
Fuck,
right in front of me. Yeah.
Oh, that's
crazy. So this show wasn't in your neighborhood then, Johnny?
This was in Illinois, so no,
Yeah.
not my neighborhood. Ring of Honor, even in 2003, was not just a Northeast-based promotion. They'd already spread out.
Yeah. I remember seeing it it was getting TV time.
Oh, not at this time. They didn't have anything close to TV.
I remember seeing some, probably around, gosh, when did they start to get TV that would have been national then? Because I remember seeing
2010.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they were a DVD-based
but I don't
promotion.
know. Canada, was it available?
When was Austin? No, it was on like one of the
Yeah, it was on TSN at some point.
No, one of the Seattle stations or something is what we would have got it through.
Oh, that could be.
Like I'm thinking like 2005, 2006.
No, because I'm going to tell you why. Because I was there going to those shows at that time, and they had nowhere near. They were a DVD-based business. That's how you followed it on DVD. So unless someone was showing pirate DVDs,
it may have been another.
Johnny would never show up on
because they had the
TV.
same.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to imagine the time. Yeah, Jerry Lynn was there. Austin Aries was there. What time was
that? Was later. That was later.
Around what time though?
I'm trying to look that up right now.
Okay, thank you. Because that's like this is. I'm remember watching it and just seeing Danielson do that. I've got till 5.
You just dreamed it. You dreamed it.
I'm so bad at looking up facts on the internet now because it's just like, no, I don't want this.
Yeah. No, I don't want more BBC. Because you like the news coverage, right?
Oh, no. I don't look at porn on my phone like an animal.
You crazy? Why not?
Why would I?
Every time he looks up professional wrestling, he goes, "Damn it, not prawn, pro."
See here.
Need his prawn.
Okay, they were on the Sinclair stations from 2011 to 2022.
This was earlier than that.
The pilot episode of whatever they were on that was on HD.net started in 2009. So that
Yeah,
would
that
be
was
what
like
you're talking
nobody
about.
could see that. I can remember reading about it in the Observer at the time, and
I remember
yeah.
Jerry Lynn was there at the time.
That was later.
Yeah.
People were like, they made Jerry Lynn ROH champion, and nerds everywhere was like,
Yeah,
oh,
and it
that
was like
sucks.
it was when the wrestler with Mickey
Yeah.
Rourke
Yeah, they were
came.
like,
Well,
yeah,
that's like 2000.
Yeah, and because
Seven.
Jerry Lynn was supposed to be there, Randy the
Give
Ram.
me a date
Yeah,
on
Randy
the
the Ram,
on the
yeah.
wrestler. That'll
The
give us
wrestler
a-
came out like
2009
2000.
Yeah,
or eight,
to the
8 or 9, 8.
Yeah, I
I
was
think.
gonna say
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, no, I think it was 8. Oscar season in that time period. Because then Rourke was at the WrestleMania,
yeah.
which
Bit
I
of a
believe
letdown.
was
I was really
09.
hoping he would have had a full match with Jericho.
Yeah, that was something that got changed a bunch. I remember.
Yeah,
at the
there's a
time.
whole
Right.
bunch of stories about that they were supposed to do something, and then
Oh, yeah, and then-
Rourke was there with some Ultimate Fighter type dude who Vince thought that he could kick his ass.
Wasn't it
Because-
Frank Shamrock?
It was Frank Shamrock. Yeah, I'll
And there
kick
was a
his
Larry
ass.
King.
And-
There was a Larry King.
oh,
Yeah,
nice
they did
move.
some
Appearance.
angles.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
cool.
And then
Yeah,
like
like I
Mickey
said-
Rourke's feelings got hurt.
Yeah, Mickey Rourke's feelings got hurt. It was all big. There's a big to do about it, so it ended up being Jericho facing 3 legends, where they did 2 like.
Oh, Ricky Steamboat and
Well, that-
Piper
yeah.
and Snuka.
Oh, it was Piper and Snuka, which was
Piper
pathetic.
and Snuka were both, beyond
Anything
washed.
yet?
But Steamboat
and then
was
Steamboat,
great.
and then they
Could
had
still
an
go,
awesome
yeah, I
match.
remember that.
Yeah.
So for me, that was one of those happy accidents back in those days when you're looking for anything like to like spark you up when you're watching WWE, and so Mickey Rourke's an asshole, whatever. Well, we ended up with a mini Ricky Steamboat comeback, having a little angle, doing matches with Jericho. They even did
Yeah.
house shows, I heard,
Oh,
and they were
really?
great. And they
Yeah.
were great, and I was like, "Oh, this fucking rules."
Yep. Yeah, they did a match on the pay-per-view following WrestleMania that year, whatever it was called.
And Steamboat still looked like $1 million.
And he hadn't wrestled in 15 years at that point.
And I believe
Remarkably.
he had the mist.
Well,
Or
Well-
did he in ROH?
Well,
I was about. Well, let me tell you this. Well,
Nancy.
well, my fellow Americans. Yeah, you're right, Kelly. He didn't wrestle in Ring of Honor, but I got to see Ricky Steamboat all around this time in Ring of Honor a few times because I got to have my picture taken with him, and he was involved in an angle where he was doing wrestling moves, but there was no matches, and it was all with CM Punk. He starts out, he feuds with CM Punk.
Right.
I was at a show where Punk does the ring bell spot that Randy Savage did, but in the chest this time. And then it leads to a bunch of other heels eventually at a show I was at, beating up Ricky Steamboat, and Punk is there gonna punch Ricky Steamboat. He's on the mic and he's like, I gotta make a choice and I'm making the right one. And he goes to punch Steamboat and of course punches the heels, turns babyface, and Ricky Steamboat becomes his mentor.
Right.
And then Ricky Steamboat was in his corner for Joe Punk 3, their 3-part series that me, my ex-wife, and Danzo were at as well. I got her to go to these shows, and by the way, I would ask her. I'm like, well, you're looking at a bunch of half-naked men. Like, who do you think is hot? And without, it didn't take a second. She goes, "Oh, CM Punk." And at the time, I'm thinking, what, the guy with the bleached blonde hair hanging down here and the basketball trunks, all kind of grungy looking.
G.I. Joe tattoo?
Yeah, and she's like, no, and she's like, oh, fuck yeah. And then I'm like, oh, and then you find out years later, and you're like, oh yeah, he's like, he was a chick magnet. He's fucking pussy hound. I'm like, I didn't see it, but my wife sure as fuck did.
He was the David Wilcox laying pipe of the remember that music
To
video?
satisfy my
woman.
woman.
You know that video, Johnny? He's a
No,
Canadian.
I don't think so.
He's a Canadian. Oh, we gotta put that on the Patreon.
Yeah.
It'll be David Cox. Well, we're gonna watch my Bush beer
It was
commercial. We'll watch David
it was
Cox
maybe
lay
a
in
number
pipe.
one hit. I think,
It
at
wasn't
the
a number
time.
one hit,
Yeah.
but it would get played a lot on Much Music. And then we'll watch
AM
which
106.
we got to announce. We might as well make it known that James has picked Bingo Break with Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. James, could you explain what Bingo Break is?
Bingo Break. Well, Bingo Break was a game show that was shown on one channel. Apparently, they filmed like 12 episodes, but only one exists, and it was played on April Fool's Day.
I've
Gorilla
actually heard of
Monsoon,
this. It's
have
crazy.
you really heard? I hope you have more information.
No,
Uh,
I saw a clip of that they were on some weird game show. That's all I know.
Cool.
So Gorilla Monsoon shows up by his real name, Bob Marilla.
Gino Morella.
Is that his name?
Is it
Gino
Bob?
Marella?
No, Robert.
Robert?
Is it Robert?
Wait, hold on a
And
second. He's
then-
about to hit. Look, Brian Danielson's getting hit with the ring bell here. I mean, I got to interrupt.
All right,
Sorry.
yeah. But check out the Patreon.
Anyway, it's a fever dream. It's a COVID nightmare.
Yeah.
And
I'm not 100%. Denise and Moose know about it. Yeah. Moose says he has more information.
Well,
okay.
I hope he has more
Sounds
information.
good.
Hey, you know what? You want anything else? Cheapskates, $5 a month, and then you can, and you'll find out what we're talking about.
Bingo Break, baby.
Here we go.
Bingo Break, Bush Beer, and David Wilcox. Sounds like a Friday fucking night.
To satisfy my woman.
He's so weird looking.
A Sudbury. Oh, a Sudbury Saturday night.
Oh, you don't want to know what a Sudbury Saturday night is.
Oh, I watched Shorzy, and it's like one of the
no.
lines. So yeah, there you go.
It's so funny talking with I think I told you about when I was visiting my parents. One of the last things when we were driving home from dinner before we said goodbye. My mom and dad started getting into how much they didn't like the Kendrick Lamar performance at the Super Bowl.
My parents did that too.
I was like, oh,
My parents
geez,
did
you
that
didn't like,
too.
you guys didn't like it? Oh, geez. And they're like, no, not just us. They started trying to convince me that my brother didn't
Just
like it.
like-
I'm like, oh, Paul didn't like it. Oh, geez. It must have been really bad then. Like, and my daughter, Nora, still to this day will go, oh, Paul didn't like it.
Oh, no.
It was great. It was after
I
dinner.
took that.
I had a couple
Very
of beers in me. It was awesome.
That's
I was
good.
like,
told
I was
that-
like, yeah, I know, Dad. I saw a lot of people who looked just like you guys didn't like the Kendrick
They
Lamar.
didn't like
performance.
My dad was complaining about it the next day.
That's right.
And
Denise
he
says,
like called me on the phone, and I listened to him for a while, and I was like, no, it was pretty good. No, it was good. It was good. It was fun. It was good. And then at one point, I just said, it wasn't for you.
yeah.
It just wasn't for you.
Yeah. No, Denise says my parents are Drake fans first. Exactly.
Oh no.
Well, no. It's only the Degrassi work. They just,
Well, yeah.
It's like the people who still
Him-
like Benoit for his wrestling.
Ooh.
Him rolling around in the wheelchair is hilarious.
No, they like his corny stuff. Not his raps. I like that. Just hold on, we're going home. That's a good song.
Okay, sure.
So
I know you. I do.
Take it up with my parents. Take it up with my parents. Do you have a problem with that, Jake?
The big Drake. Your parents like Drake?
They
That's
like that
insane.
song in particular.
Well,
If you
they
have an
have
issue with
to.
that, I can give you both of their email addresses.
Okay, you do. Well, I mean,
All you have to do is subscribe to the newsletter.
Oh, okay.
And they would happily welcome you back.
Okay.
Well,
There's a chart.
There's a chart. There's a phone tree.
They're like they just remind me like that Doug Ford who's like,
Ooh,
I
there's
kind of like Trump until now,
Jim
so
Breaks.
fuck the guy.
Jim Breaks special.
Oh no.
Jesus, yeah, that's rad.
And again, Homicide was so amazing because I saw him do deathmatch shit sometimes with Danielson. Oh, I have to tell you that I just thought of this story. Speaking of my ex-wife, they did a series of matches with Danielson, like a best of 5 or
Your wife
something.
did?
Yeah. Well, okay. Homicide and
My
Julia
first
Smokes.
wife.
Okay, Homicide and Julia Smokes one time at the Rexplex, which had a bar that opened one night. And my wife was there, and she was like going to hang out at the bar a little bit. She comes back and she goes, "What's that guy's name?" And with the black manager, the rap guy. And I'm like, "Oh, Homicide." And Julius Smokes. And she's like, "Yeah, they just said I had an ass like an apple." I was like,
Nice.
True.
Nice.
It had seeds.
Yeah.
And it didn't have any effect on Danielson whatsoever. You got to figure there's got to be at least some dislocated joints in the fingers of Homicide right now.
Oh, and the announcing was Gabe, and Gabe was terrible.
Yeah. That was the one down.
Right.
It wasn't just Gabe.
Of ROH.
No, I've been like, there's a lot of the stuff that I was at that's out there on YouTube, and god damn the commentary, not just Gabe, everybody.
So could you, from where you were sitting,
except when Punk sits is sitting in on it.
From where you were sitting, could you hear what the commentators were saying?
Oh, no, because it's all done in post.
Oh, sure.
He saw one mistake that Homicide made when he punched that guardrail, and since then,
Just hold on, we're going home.
blood on that hand. All it took was that one mistake.
Let's go, Dragon. Let's go, Homicide.
It's almost split evenly down the middle.
Is it of all
So,
these? I'm sorry.
Was Homicide like a rap guy?
No, Homicide was a gangster.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like, apparently when he was young, he was actually in a gang, but he also had an opportunity for football and other athletic scholarships. But wanted the fast money of wrestling, and then had a 30-year career as one of the greatest wrestlers who no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people just explain that he was one of the key guys that really gave ROH a name.
Oh, no, he did. No, I'm saying back then, what I'm saying is he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Yeah.
All of his peers, because when I looked at how long he was in TNA, it wasn't just LAX. It was tons. It was forever. He held this belt, held that belt, but no one was watching it. But I was there at this time, and there was the elite, the top elite guys who you knew were elite, and Homicide was right up there with Joe and Punk and AJ and Danielson was in and out at the time.
And the rest.
And the rest. I thought you said dangerous because that was Gabe's catchphrase. When some crazy move would happen, he'd be just like "Cop killer dangerous." It was so annoying. He was trying to be Japanese.
When did they get rid of when did they bring in real turnbuckles?
Oh, no.
Instead of
I don't remember. Well, there's a real. They're padded.
But you know what I mean. The usual turnbuckles. The more common.
I don't recall.
Like these are more like boxing turnbuckles.
I don't recall if it happened before or after I.
Ooh, that was close.
Welcome back to the show, Turnbuckle Semantics.
Turnbuckle Semantics.
But Ring of Honor had those metal Ring of Honor.
That's cool.
The metal Ring of Honor sheets of metal on the railings that said ROH on them that the fans would bang on. And,
right.
And it was so.
I was gonna say it's pretty
deafening.
Yeah. Like Punk came out to what was that? What's the song like? Miseria Cantera that just starts like dun 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 dun. Dun,
right.
Then,
yeah.
That was another thing I was super impressed with. I was like, oh wow, there's production values. Like in this indie that I'm going to. It was fucking great. Look, an indie with production values and storytelling.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that. All they need is a king of middle row bulldogs, and they got something.
Well, they had a lot of forgettable people too, but I mean, like I've been going back in and finding people that I'm like I didn't realize I saw, or that I'm like, oh, remember that guy who was just like there's so many like
cool,
perfectly fine wrestlers.
I think what I want to dig into is that the early '90s WCW, and then as much of this ROH.
All right, we're gonna see more of this.
Yeah. Because I'm like Kelly. I've watched snippets, right? Like I love the Joe and Kobashi.
I was at that show as well.
Yeah.
Winging my big indie dick around.
Joe and Necro Butcher.
That wasn't Ring of Honor. That was CZW.
That wasn't?
I believe. Yeah, that was CZW. I think.
But it was wasn't it during the cross?
It was not during the nope. It was not.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Moose asking why didn't Muhammad Hassan use an airplane spin? That would have been just imagine just keeping it going.
This is getting worse.
I don't hate you. I don't hate you because you're Arab American. I hate you because you're a grade A jackass. Remember that happened?
Yeah. It was, dude, they tried this with a couple of things. Like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to try to do subtlety.
Yeah.
Because originally it's like, hey, we're Americans and you guys are fucking being mean to us. And we're American. We were born here. What the fuck is this? And like, so that's making them heels and people boo. And then could be, when of course that doesn't work. Well, now let's have them cut the Undertaker's head off. Let's fucking do that.
Yeah. No middle
There was
ground.
another one. There was the Mexicools. They're just like,
yeah.
this is what you gringos think of us, that we're a bunch of landscapers. Well, we're gonna dress like landscapers to shove it up your face and ride this John Deere down to the ring. I was like, yeah, nobody understands this. They just see a bunch of Mexicans.
Yeah. That was
it's ironic.
There was someone on the writing team. There was at least a few other things.
Ooh.
Nope, not yet. Okay, the story here is because Ring of Honor was based on this concept of the Code of Honor in the early days, where you had to shake hands before and after,
spit in each other's eye.
Yep. Try to avoid too much cheating and everything, but the handshake was a big thing. Yep. Homicide
touch tips.
Yeah, touch tips after each match in the locker room. But the match, match before this, Homicide wrestled Joe, and there was a spot where the lights went out, and suddenly Homicide threw a fireball in Joe's face, and that lit up the fucking arena. And the shot looked amazing, and people were like, "What the fuck's going on with Homicide?" Because he was a rough and tough guy, but he was a scientific wrestler. So this is all like the beginning of him totally becoming a heel,
the master of mystic arts.
Yes.
Able to conjure fireballs at will.
Again,
holy shit. Nice.
Fireballs.
Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Holy fuck. What is he going to... Is it just going to be a straight suplex? Or it doesn't look like it. Like he's kind of coming in from a weird angle. No, there it is.
Yeah, superplex.
More damage was done to Danielson, I'm going to have to say on that one.
How so? How so, Gabe? How so, Nathaniel? What
His
is
neck?
Gabe?
No,
Gabriel.
because
Gabriel.
No, because part of the storyline of this match. No, I'm saying part of the story.
I get it.
No,
get it.
he has an injured neck. Homicide's
That's what I
been
mean.
working his neck. He has an injured neck.
Yep, I follow.
You lose feeling in your hands. And there you see
And I love that Homicide's finisher, which was like Shane Helms used to do the vertebraker. It was like pretty much the same move, but in here, here we go, boom!
Oh, that's one of the best pile drivers I've seen in a long time.
No.
But Homicide's finisher was called the Cop Killer,
Right,
and it was
right.
fucking.
Yeah.
And when he went to TNA, they changed it to the Gringo Killer.
Gringo Killer.
I think
Which
Homicide
made it all better.
Yeah. Homicide was in some episodes of Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
He's been everywhere. You look at his career, he's wrestled every indie from the most obscure podunk thing you've ever seen to Ring of Honor and TNA and everything. Never WWF, WWE, but everywhere else. He's
No,
done
not
AEW.
even an enhancement talent appearance. I bet you he
I don't
probably
think
has.
so. I don't think so.
I don't
Kelly?
think so.
No?
Not that I'm aware of.
He also trained a lot of guys too. Like he trained low key, and over 25 years, like he's become one of those like all the tweets I've seen have been amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like all these guys. Yep, he was one of the
Yeah,
greatest.
nobody's got a bad thing to say.
Nobody's got a
about
bad
Homicide.
word to say about him.
And he also auditioned for Saturday Night Live.
Homicide.
Yeah, him and Jim Carrey both got turned out at the same time. Can you believe
Yeah, it
that,
was
man?
weird. That was a weird night.
I was too edgy. They said I was more Mad TV.
I brought my own props.
Yeah, he brought his ghetto fork.
Ghetto fork. I got color in my audition, and Lorne was not impressed.
He laughed.
Here we go. Here we go.
He's
Into the
going
bridge,
for his
into the bridge.
finisher.
Oh.
Cattle
Yeah.
mutilation. Cattle
Yeah.
mutilation.
It's over. It's got to be. No. Because of his neck. I love it.
He's got a strong neck, but it's not that strong. Too much abuse tonight. And Homicide gets out of it.
I was gonna
Going
say
for the cut,
setting
going.
him up for his own finisher.
Oh, oh.
Get out of here, Mr. Referee. Oh.
Oh.
Ref didn't see.
You could tell they were really trying to work the ref in for the
Oh,
out there, but it works.
Boom! Malaria to the hurt neck.
Inside out.
And what do we get
Turn
here?
him over.
1,
Wow.
2, 3.
Wow.
Homicide.
Homicide. Fantastic.
All
What a
right.
great way to sign out or sign off.
Kelly T. Nelson Kiggs.
Nice. Was that his only guest appearance?
Where did you find
Oh,
that?
he was
Johnny?
he was the
That's
photographer.
hilarious.
Oh, was he
He
on?
was the
multiple
photographer.
All right. Thank you, Denise, man. It's great to see you here.
Hey,
and Moose,
Denise, thanks, everyone. Thanks.
and
everyone,
everybody.
hey, no, thanks
You
for
guys are
everyone
rock.
on YouTube who's checking out. I do have a quick announcement. I talked to him last night. Good Helmet Will is going to be on the show in the future. So
Yeah, and join us in 2 weeks for the return of Todd Quality as well. It's
join
on.
the Patreon. And thanks for Frank Bonner.
Yes, they did that last time. Always with the. Oh,
Wow.
that's the second time you've used that. Ends with that.
George Foreman and Frank
Don't
Bonner.
forget.
Don't forget Frank Bonner.
Herb is dead. Good night, everyone.